I love Eric Dyer. Maguire is joining him. I love Eric Dyer. Maguire is joining him. Big up to every single one of you out there. And I guess that would be the song Daniel Levy might be singing in his bathroom while having his shower. He'll be thinking about Eric Dyer being the head of the players committee. Alongside him joining would be Harry Maguire, and as Kane, Hugo, and all those players leave, perhaps the new Spurs captain would be Harry Maguire, guys. I don't know what's going on. This whole stuff with Ange Postecoglou and all that has been pretty decent. But then all these transfer rumors have been pretty shit. With we are linked with Harry Maguire. Wow, guys, seriously, what is Daniel Levy cooking? And let us all just look at the comments, guys. Big up to Minerals. Big up, bro. And yeah, Steve say it's Laporte, not Laporte. So yeah, I've changed it. Yeah, smash the likes, people. Uh, we got Mark Swift in the house. Big up Swifty, always a great supporter of the channel. And yeah, guys, if any of you want to come on and share your thoughts on the transfers and stuff and whatever's going on at Spurs, the shit show, you think Ange is a good appointment, you think Maguire joining us is a good appointment or a bad appointment, all that sort of stuff, come and share your thoughts. The link is pinned up there. So if you want to come on and yeah, you want to come and share your thoughts, just have your camera on, come and share. So without further ado, let me invite my buddy from Newcastle side. He's a great friend. He lately actually I enjoy all my streams with him. Big up to Steve Mahala. Hi Steve, how you doing?
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Lately no Spurs stuff happening on the weekends or the weekdays. So yeah, when Spurs don't
Nice.
play, Spurs fans feel kind of better. So yeah, we are happy, enjoying summer, enjoying the rest of football. How about you, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, bro. Yeah, looking forward to the Champions League final today, and there's some other good football on from around the globe. So yeah, I'll just typical weekend for me. Just sit back, watch some football, get some stuff done, go on YouTube, whatnot. So yeah, man. I'm all right. I'm
Yeah.
all right.
Speaking of Champions League final, bro, City or Inter? Which one you going for?
I actually
Let's
have
ask.
Inter. I actually have Inter winning 1-1 on penalties. Look, I think people are massively disrespecting Inter, and I understand the Manchester City are a brilliant team, but the way people are talking about this, you'd think that it was Watford versus Manchester City, bro. Like this
Yeah.
this let's not act like Inter Milan don't have a good side. Let's not act like they don't have some standout quality individuals like Lautaro Martinez, Federico Di Marco, Nicolo Barella, Lautaro Martinez. I mean, any of these guys
Yep.
are players that, you know, if you watch Inter, even if you've just seen a few games, you would notice like, wow, these players are something special. So I think people gotta remember also that football is not played on paper. Football's played out on the football pitch, and you got to look into it a bit more, man. I don't think it's cut clear and dry in terms of, oh, Man City, you're just going to walk all over them. There's no evidence to really suggest that theory. And there's also no evidence to suggest that Manchester City will win the Champions League at all. They never have before. Let's be real. Simone Inzaghi as well. He has 7 cup finals in his management career. Guess how many he's lost? 0.
Wow, that's a good record.
7 for 7, right? So people were trying to tell me last week for the Sevilla versus Roma game, oh, Jose's never lost a
Yeah,
European
okay.
final. Well, you know, how'd that go for you? So you can't use the same logic and expect not people to point it out. So for me, I think Inter have what it takes defensively to cope with Manchester City. I know that when Manchester City get going, they're a very, very hard team to stop, but Inter have a unit for me. They have a midfield of very good quality in terms of Barella, Brozovic. He's not a bum player, you know what I'm saying? As well as Hakan Çalhanoğlu or Enrique Mkhitaryan. Those guys are both they both step up in big games. Barella is obviously a fantastic player. And Brozovic is just been there, done that, seen it, won it, all that kind of stuff. So for me, look, in Manchester City obviously have fantastic players too. I don't need to, go into depth about them, but what I would say is that all Inter have to do is just do their job man for man, and they have a chance. They have a
Yeah,
chance.
yeah, I totally agree with you, and I think just because of the hype of the city and all that, and this year they are playing Inter, who are relatively famous as a slightly more defensive team, and City being a very aggressive team.
Yeah.
We have a tendency that we always kind of like give edge over to a team that plays very attacking football and all that. But we often forget that sometimes these defensive teams, when they are on counter, they can really cause problems. And if you look at it, I mean, Pep's record against Conte was not that great. I mean, when he has played against us and even against other managers as well who played three at the back,
Right.
Pep sometimes does struggle. Like he's not that commanding in terms of his what you call it, in terms of his approach. He's not that successful. But yeah, personally feel 3-5-2 might upset actually the.
Brentford beat Man City home and away. I know the last game was pretty meaningless for Manchester City, but they still put out a team that most people thought, oh, they're gonna win it. They're gonna win it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
By the way, or big up to you, Orisem. And yeah, when I say Man City is hype, I'm talking about that comparative hype, that the way people hype up Man City and they are totally writing off Inter. That's what I meant. I don't mean that Man City is just hype. The hype that I'm talking about is like a lot of people they have been telling me that, oh, even if you take Phil Foden out and play his dog inside the team, even then City can win it. Football is it's a sport, guys. Seriously, anything can happen. The fact that Inter has reached a Champions League final is a big feat itself, and they have won a cup competition this season as well. So you can't just write them off like that. That's what all I meant basically. Yeah, Steve, continue, please.
yeah, sorry. I think I froze out. What were you saying? Sorry.
I was saying basically that the fact that I don't mean that City is just getting hyped up. What I meant by hyped up is the way people are writing off Inter Milan, and
Completely.
they're saying that yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the fact that kind of disturbs me more than capability of City. I mean, on the paper, City is definitely favored to win,
Of
but
course.
anything can happen in sport, guys.
Right. Right,
Yeah,
bro. That again, like I said, people are talking about this like it's Manchester City coming up against Watford, right? They're talking about it like this Inter team haven't got here for a reason, and that they got out of a group of Barcelona, Bayern München, and Victoria Pilsen. So like
exactly.
it's not these guys have deserved to get here. They've earned it, and they're going to pose a threat for Manchester City. They are going to pose a threat, and like I said, they've got quality players. Let's not act like that they don't. And Man City will be tested tonight. For me,
Exactly.
there's no doubt about it.
I completely agree with you, and I think we need to give some form of respect to Inter as well.
Of course.
It's not only the fact that they have just reached the Champions League final; they have won a cup competition in Italy as well,
Yeah.
and playing at that level consistently throughout the season. And I think they have also qualified for the Champions League next season, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
they finished third, or yeah,
Yeah, they
third,
finished.
third in City. Yeah, yeah.
So it speaks lens like they've only like 2 points behind your favorite team Lazio. Yeah,
Lazio, yeah.
yeah, and the teams that they beat on the route to the final also are not like small teams. They beat
Huh?
Napoli, who were on was it them who beat Napoli? No, it was
No,
AC Milan.
AC Milan.
Yeah,
They
who did
so
they beat in quarters?
Inter. The round of 16 was. Oh my god, I'm blanking. I know they beat Benfica in the quarterfinal. They beat AC Milan obviously in the semifinal. I'm trying to think who they beat in the round of 16. I completely forget. It's who was it?
UCL draw. Let me just pull it up.
Oh my god, who was it?
Let me just pull it up, bro. I got you there. Was it Club Brugge?
No, Benfica beat them.
Champions League draw was
Porto. Porto, I forgot. Yep. So they beat
oh,
Porto.
they beat Porto.
Porto in the round of 16, who are a tricky team to play. Make no mistake about it. They beat Porto. They beat then it was Benfica. Then it was AC Milan, and yes, it's not the creme de la creme, but it's still, you have to earn your way, right? Anyone can slip up at any time. And for me, also, the thing that people aren't acknowledging is that Manchester City's away form goes completely unchecked. There's no conversation about it because people fail to recognize it. Look, in the Champions League, they had a group of Borussia Dortmund, FC Copenhagen, and who was the other one? Who's the other one, man? There was one more.
Oh man, City
Sevilla.
was
Sevilla.
with
Sevilla.
Sevilla, yeah.
So they beat Sevilla
Sevilla,
4-0
Dortmund, and
away.
Copenhagen.
Sorry, what?
They were with Sevilla, Dortmund, and Copenhagen.
Yeah, so 3 teams there. You expect them to go home and away, smash them all up, right? Wrong.
Yep.
They beat Sevilla 4-0, but then they drew with Borussia Dortmund away and Copenhagen away. Then in the round of 16, they drew with RB Leipzig. I know they beat them 7-0 in the home game, but I'm talking strictly away. They drew away. They drew away with Bayern as well, and they also drew away with Real Madrid. So that's 7 about 7 away games. They only won one of them. One of them. So and this game is not at the Etihad. If this game was at the Etihad, I could see a 3 or 4-0 because Man City pulverized teams at the Etihad. They absolutely
Istanbul,
destroyed.
guys. Istanbul, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Istanbul. It's a neutral ground, so it's not at the Etihad. I could entertain a blowout for Man City if it was at the Etihad because they've obviously blown out a lot of teams at the Etihad this season, right? But it's not. It's at a neutral venue, and the fact that Inter, they know exactly what they have to do with Manchester City. Look, here's the key for me: Gundogan. Gundogan is the key for Man City. As long as Inter, if Brozovic can do a job man marking him, making sure that there's no open space for him to get any shots or deliver any deadly balls into the box, that's one way how to cope with them. With Erling Haaland, the 3 center backs there, I think they can do a decent job defensively in terms of they just need to shut down crosses into the box, break up the momentum of the game with fouls as well. Break up the momentum because yes, if Man City get into some real momentum, and they're playing football for 30 minutes at a time with no interruption, yeah, they'll probably break through. All Inter have to do is just break up the flow of the game, get Man City frustrated, right? And they have they have a plan. They're just going to counter. Federico Di Marco can just launch quality crosses downfield, and then you have Lautaro, Dzeko, Lukaku if he starts. They can hold up the ball and give out to another option. Denzel Dumfries is a very, very quick wing back down that line.
Yep.
And he's actually a good finisher. There have been a few goals that he's scored where it's like, wow, that's a great finish in transition where I'll just slot it past very cool, calm and collected. So for me, I don't think that Manchester City are going to wipe the floor with these guys. I see it being a very frustrating game, very frustrating. And look, against Manchester United, Man City were not incredible. I know they won, but they did score 13 seconds in, and even I thought that they were gonna smack up Man United at that point 3 or 4-0 because if you scored 13 seconds in, Man City obviously has all the momentum, but they allowed Man United back into the game because they didn't put away their chances, and I think people are completely forgetting that as well. Like, yeah, Man City will create chances. They did last week against Manchester United. They didn't finish all their chances though.
Yep.
It's not.
By the way, let me give you a bit of an overview of Inter's form right now.
Yeah.
Since 16th of April, Inter has not lost a single game.
Yeah.
Since
They lost 3-1 to
16th.
Napoli. That's the only
Did
loss.
they? Was it since 16th of April? Let me just check.
There's probably just that one loss. And that's
Yeah,
to
sorry.
Napoli.
Yeah, so that's the only game. Yeah, sorry guys.
And that's
So
and
that's
that's
the only.
and that's to Napoli, one
Yeah.
of the best teams in Europe this season.
Yeah, one of the best teams, and in that game they lost because they were 1 man down. So they lost that particular game. Let me just have a look at that one as well. They lost that game because Gagliardini, how you pronounce it, I don't know.
Gagliardini.
Yeah, Gagliardini, he got a red card, and
Yeah.
all the goals actually came in the
Second
half after that red card, and even in the even despite the fact that they were down 1 man, Lukaku managed to score 1 goal
Mhm.
in the 82nd minute. So it just shows you like Inter are not really in a very bad form, so we can't really write them off yet.
Not at all.
So like what Steve was saying, they kind of played a 3-5-2 with
Mhm.
the back three of Bastoni, De Vrij, or Ambrosio. But Steve, just want to ask you a question. Do you think that for this game they should, instead of starting De Vrij, they should start maybe Skriniar?
Skriniar hasn't played for a while for them because obviously he's in talks with to join Paris Saint-Germain. I think that's pretty much a done deal. Their back three that they've been using lately is Bastoni, far left, in the middle, Acerbi, and then Danilo D'Ambrosio off the right.
On the
And
right
what they'll
side.
do also, what Inter will also do, when I think they again have a good chance at advancing, is because what Inzaghi likes to do is he likes to swap out his wingbacks and two up front so that the energy
Yep.
can keep he basically kind of
Yeah. So
recharge
I
the
think
battery.
they swap between Belanova and Dumfries on the right, and then on the left is Gosens, and the other guy is what's his name?
Gosens
Uh,
and Federico Di Marco,
yeah, Federico Di
who's
Marco.
got a
So
fantastic left foot. The guy's crosses. He's an unbelievable player, bro. He really
let
is.
me have a look at the team that they played at Coppa Italia. So Coppa Italia, they played Bastoni as a left center back. Acerbi, who is Acerbi actually? I don't
Francesco
understand.
Acerbi. So he used to play for Lazio. And also Sassuolo. He actually at one point was gonna break the Serie A record in terms of playing a full 90 for a consecutive amount of games. It was something crazy. It's not the exact number, but around 180 straight Serie A appearance games completed. So, and he also survived testicular cancer as well. He had to go through that about 2 seasons ago, I think. So
Oh,
this guy is, and he's also won. So like I said, Acerbi was also at Lazio under Inzaghi, and he's won a Coppa Italia and two Super Cups against Juve in that time as well. So there's three finals right there that Acerbi and Inzaghi have won together. I know it's a Champions League final, different kettle of fish, but let's not act like Brozovic hasn't played in a World Cup final before. Let's not act like uh, the likes of Barella, a Euro final. You know what I'm saying? Dzeko has been around the block for a while in big games and has come out on the winning side. So, look, Inter will present a challenge for Manchester City. People just don't watch Inter, and
yeah.
they completely dismiss them. You know what? That's fun. They're going to be surprised today. I have a bet with my friend Andy that he thinks Man City are going to win by 3 goals. And I'm like, I'll
Wow,
take that
that's
all
a big one.
day. I'll take that all day long. The only
So
way that
what?
that happens is if it's a red card.
Yeah. What's your bet with him? So City must win by 3-0, then only you lose the bet, or you lose the bet if City just win.
Let me double check here. He
So
sent me it last night. Um,
yeah, by the
yeah,
way, guys,
three
there's
plus
seven of
goals.
you who are watching. But seven of you who are watching. If any of you want to come on and share your thoughts, the link is pinned up there. Come on and share your thoughts. We're going to talk about a little bit about the Champions League final, starting with that. Then I'm actually going to look into the Spurs transfer window, and I'm glad that actually I got Steve today because he looks all over Europe. He looks at all the leagues, so he can actually give me a bit of in-depth insights on some of these players with the eye test. And lately, Steve has been learning a bit about stats from Will Stewart as well. So he has
It's a
been
good
pretty
thing.
much into stats
It's all
lately.
about balance. It's all about
Yep.
balance, right?
So you'll get a very balanced view of players and transfers and all that from Steve, since he has been honing his skills on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was actually going through the Inter lineup just now.
Yeah.
The one that they played Coppa Italia with. So Coppa Italia, they had the back three of Bastoni, Acerbi, and there's another guy called M. Dermian. I don't know what's his
Matteo
full name.
Darmian. Yeah, right back.
Matteo Dermian, yes. And then they had the left as the left wing back was DiMarco, and then the midfield was Kelhanoglu, Brozovic, Barella, and then you had right wing back Dumfries, and then up front you had Lautaro Martinez and Ezeko. So yeah, that I think they tried. They didn't use like their full on lineup there. Okay, we got Minerals FC here. Big up, bro. How you doing?
Minerals. What's up?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. What's up, man? Like, yeah, I'm hearing about that Copper final, man. Like they came back from 1-0 down. Yeah.
Yeah, Fiorentina scored early. Jonathan Icone scored early, and they came back. Lautaro hit him with a quick double. So
Okay, we got
again, that
another
just
guest.
shows.
Dan Davenport. Dan Davenport is here as well. Yeah. By the way, big up, bro.
And
How you doing?
Hello.
what's up, Dan?
Stop
How you
that.
doing?
How are
How
you?
you doing, Dan? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, we are talking about Champions League. So, what do you guys think? Who will win tonight?
I'm hoping Inter win because I don't like Manchester City at all.
Oh, you don't like Manchester City. I think none of us like Manchester City.
I don't. No, 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 no. I. That's not my point. I admire Manchester City. I admire them
Yeah, I know.
because the fact that the fact that they are just so they are so committed as a club to winning. Any of our clubs around the world, whether as a supporter, that's all you want to see a club do, right? We
Yep.
pay extravagant prices, even as fans, home or abroad, in terms
Your
of
club is gonna be doing that soon.
exactly. And you know what? Look at the ownership we had previously under Mike Ashley. He was an absolute cancer. He was an absolute cancer to our club, and so for me, I admire Manchester City because what they do is they go out and they have a plan for everything. That club is dedicated 100%. Look at the prices. Here's the other thing too. Look at the prices for the Community Shield. Man City are selling seats at Wembley for £90, whereas this guy over here, his club are ripping off people for £350. That just shows it, doesn't it? Right? One club is focused on winning, and the other hasn't shown that they can quite do that yet.
Yep.
So I
Yeah,
admire
man.
Man
What-
City.
Yeah, me too, bro. I like Man
Oh,
City,
and
man.
what about Lionel Messi coming to an MLS Cup near you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Bro, Messi, bro. Inter Miami, man. Dan loves
Yep.
him.
Yeah.
Miami. Okay, we got TJ making his first appearance as Tabas Spurs.
Wow,
Big up to you, bro.
TJ.
Okay.
TJ, you're in the wood.
Can you guys?
For being
Sorry,
there.
guys. I'm doing chores right now. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna get divorced. So, but
Nah,
I needed
bro.
to come in.
Bro,
I
you
needed to
got it.
come.
Bro,
Can you hear me?
women are so
Yeah.
overrated, TJ.
No,
Come on, man.
uh,
The boys.
They are not. They
the
are not.
boys. The boys. Come on, man.
Steve, who do you think sets prices? Sorry, I gotta counter you here. Who do you think sets prices for the Charity Shield? It's not the teams.
I have no idea.
It's not the teams. So don't mud Arsenal when you don't know who sets the prices.
Exactly.
Well, I'm
It's
gonna
like
mud
you.
Arsenal because
You can mud Arsenal for a ton of different reasons, but that isn't one of them.
Yeah,
I
that
think
is
it was Jez that was saying that the overall FA sets the prices for that, and they know that Arsenal fans will pay top dollar to go to that game because we already overcharge our fans to go watch.
okay, so
games
you
at the Emirates.
overcharge your fans in a different sense. Cool. Point proven.
Yes.
There you
Yes. Well, no, not point proven. Not point proven.
point
Different
proven.
context.
The club didn't.
Sure,
the club
sure,
didn't
sure,
set the
sure,
price,
sure. Different context.
You're in the mud, Steve. The club didn't set the price, man. It's the FA. It's the FA that sets those things. The FA Cup final because they all brown envelopes. That's why.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Exactly right. Exactly right. The brown envelopes are out, Steve.
Well, whatever.
And if
My point.
And if you don't, Steve, if you don't know, get to know.
Yeah, and that's it. Back to you, Elias, to say something about Oliver Skip. I'm done.
No, I'm not the one who talked about Oliver Skip. That's Stell.
Okay.
Actually.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious, TJ. Did you just came to mud Steve?
No, I will absolutely hang out if you'll have me. I just can't have my camera on, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure. No, I was actually asking about Champions League, and then Dan doesn't want.
Elias, which country are you from?
I'm actually from Pakistan, but I live in Malaysia. Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Okay. Minerals. Just want to ask you, what is your take on Champions League final tonight? Who do you think will win? Is it going to be Man City, or is it going to be Inter, or who would you rather win? Like, who would you want to win
I
that
want Man
final?
City to win, man. I want Man City to win, man. So badly, man. I want to see Steve cook Said. I want it so
What?
badly, man.
I mean,
I wanna
look,
see
I don't
Steve
care who
Cook
wins. I don't care who wins. I'm chilling either way because I get to see Man United fans literally in the woods, bro, in tears because
exactly. They equaled their
because
biggest achievement.
exactly. So I'm chilling. I am chilling either way, bro. I'm chilling either way. So for me, I'm winning regardless tonight. And then if Inter win tonight, then we got to have a talk about the Premier League. So, it is what it is, man. And I keep trying to force this Premier League discussion, but no one wants to listen to me. But I'm coming with
And the 49ers have been bought
Leeds.
out Leeds.
Leeds, bro. They bought Leeds, bro. Leeds could be
TJ,
back,
TJ,
man. Who knows?
for real.
That's a
Yeah.
sick logo.
Yeah, bro. It's the bottle logo.
Yeah. Yeah, the bottlers. We are bottlers as well, as much as Tottenham.
Bottlers FC, baby.
We stand on top of you, by the way, on that logo.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. We're getting stood
You
on by
murdered
a lot
your-
of people right now.
But yeah. Sorry, Minerals, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying I want Man City to win and stuff like that, and I think that KDB is gonna win it for them, and
You could.
Lautaro, and he could, and Lautaro and Lukaku, they need to be on their game if they have any chance, really.
Yep.
Of course.
Yeah, big up, Grumpy Grandpa. Good to see you.
Well
Okay,
done.
the other thing I want to ask you guys is, do you think Pep will start Grealish tonight, or do you think he'll start Phil Foden?
Grealish.
Grealish.
I think he'll start Grealish. I mean, he's got two good options. He's got two good options in Grealish and Foden, but I think we've seen in the big games this year, we know his lineup pretty much. 3-2-4-1, Ederson in goal. 3 at the back would be what? A mix of Akanji, Ruben Diaz, Ake.
Stone,
Huh?
Oh yeah, Ake plays like some wing back role, I think.
Yeah, but he can also play at that
he's sort
left
of
in the
like a-
back 3. I'm trying to think the other center back that they have in the back 3. I don't know why I'm blanking on it.
So they got John Stones.
Stones plays next to Rodri and that holding too. That midfield
Yep.
too. I'm trying to think who the other center back is though. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. It's not Laporte.
Nathan Ake. Is it
Yeah.
Nathan Ake?
Let me just pull up who Man City have been playing recently.
Lately, their lineup have been
Kyle Walker. Sorry, Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're gonna go probably with Ortega. I'm gonna guess either Akanji or Ake, either one for me. I guess I would go maybe Ake. I like Ake a bit more, but Akanji's still fantastic. They'll go Ruben Diaz in the middle. They'll go Kyle Walker. Midfield 2 will be Stones, Rodri, guaranteed. And then they're gonna go probably with from right to left, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Grealish, and then obviously Erling Haaland up top.
Similar to the one that they used for FA
FA
Cup
Cup.
final.
Yeah, the only change in that FA Cup final lineup being Ortega out for Ederson and possibly Akanji for Ake. I don't expect. I don't think. I mean, maybe he could. Maybe Guardiola goes with maybe Alvarez off the left. Possibly. Maybe he has a wild card in there. You never know. They do have options, but that's what I expect their lineup to be like that.
Yep.
No, it's gonna be Ederson's gonna start to replace.
Yeah,
Ortega.
Ederson definitely is going to start unless it's an injury.
Ederson was tough.
Obviously, yeah. No,
Okay.
but yeah, Man City are terrific. There's no two ways about it. But I feel like people are talking about this as Inter or some bum team with nothing to offer. They've got a phenomenal goalkeeper in Andre Onana. He is terrific, bro. He makes so many crucial saves. He wins a lot of points. He's a good distributor. Tall, commanding presence. Really good goalkeeper.
Steve, who has the better quality overall? I think that's where a lot of people are sticking their argument on.
That's fine, but is the game played? Yes, obviously I will concede that Man City have the quality advantage man for man. That's cool. But when is football played on paper, TJ? That's my argument. When is football played on paper on the team sheets?
Hey, I'm not gonna argue your ball knowledge. I'm just saying that it just looks overwhelming, and the performances that we've seen out of Man City. not only domestically but in the Champions League, have been absolutely streets ahead
At
of
the,
any
at
other
the
team that they
Etihad,
play.
at the Etihad, there's no doubt about it. At the Etihad, there's no doubt. Look, they blew out Bayern. They absolutely they adopted RB Leipzig. They adopted them. Like they have full custody of RB Leipzig now. 7-0. I can't take obviously, but like
Yeah,
in terms of the away performances, they beat Sevilla 4-0 in the group stage away from home. All the others were draws.
those aren't losses.
They're draws though. That's why I'm saying extra time. And it's going to pens. That's what I think. I think it's going to be 1-1 Inter on pens.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm going 3-1 Man City.
American media company has bought out BT Sports and Eurosport, TNT Sports.
Huh?
Sorry, you said something, Dan?
TNT Sports have taken over Eurosport and BT Sports for next season.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, TNT
For
Sports,
you
like,
for showing Champions League in US, or is it Premier League?
They're going to be showing Champions League in the UK. They bought out English TV channel, sports company, BT Sports and Eurosport.
yeah, I think they're gonna also stream the CE today. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Also,
Is it?
another thing that people aren't considering about this final is that what if a ref decision goes in the way of Inter? What if a ref decision goes in the way of Man City? What if the referee, one bad call or one screw up from either team completely changes the trajectory of the game completely, right? Yeah. If Lautaro is chasing Kyle Walker and mistimes his tackle even just a little bit, it could be a straight red. You never know. These things happen, man. These things happen.
If Kyle Walker gets a red card and then he becomes the reason to lose the final, everybody's gonna say, "Oh, that's the Spursy DNA."
There you go.
Yeah, they'll say that. Or
Even for that, Spurs are gonna get the shit because he used to be a Spurs.
I mean,
And
Elias.
they'll be right, Elias. They'll be right when they say that.
Yeah, he'll be having that ball thing.
Yeah,
but
technically you're gonna be right. It's always Spurs' fault when you lose in finals, right? Anybody when they lose in final, if they have a former Spurs player, that's where you get the blame. Yeah.
I stubbed my toe this morning, Elias, and I blame Spurs for it. So
Why would you blame Spurs? Have you started supporting Spurs or something?
no, I blame Spurs.
Or
I'm
were
just
you
like, man,
or
I
were
pulled
you
the
reading
Spurs.
were you reading texts on a Spurs chat group? Would be.
Yeah.
I always do. And I was really happy to hear that I'm living rent free in Stelios' head right now. So
I mean, Stell's got a lot of rent free thoughts in his head, bro. It is.
Yeah.
What it is.
it is what it is.
Still is with Fabrizio Romano and them guys. You know what I mean?
Noah, don't you dare talk about Fabrizio Romano, bro. What are you saying about?
Yeah.
Fabrizio?
By the way, what is this thing about Fabrizio Romano lately? I'm just curious. Is it that statement that he made about Daniel Levy lately? Is it something to do with that? No, I just don't get it.
It's because he's a tapping merchant.
He's a
He's
tap-in
what?
merchant, but then if he says something crap, you're just gonna call him a brown envelope. So Noah, he can't win in your world. Because you'll have the narrative said either way. See, look at you smiling. You don't.
That's the
you don't
box
think
office
I know
smile.
your game, bro. Exactly. Yeah. You keep doing. Yeah, man.
Because like
Because ragazzi. He's a Fabrizio.
he tries like to
He's
have
declared
one up on everyone, man. I doesn't like create story to be proven right. Just taps it in like a meal, man.
So
Like,
he
doesn't,
gets
like,
a lot of accurate information, and a lot of it, not all of, but not 100% of it is facts. That either makes him a brown envelope or a tap-in merchant. Really?
Or a wrong
Or a wrong-in, or an Epstein's Island convict on loan.
or wishy-washy. By the way, guys, speaking of transfers, let's go on to the next topic. We can talk about brown envelopes later. So let me do this. Let me do this in the Fabrizio Romano style. It's the summer player transfer market with Fabrizio Romano. Here we go. Today's first item is a very big-headed item. His name is Harry Maguire. So, Steve, since you are expert in the European transfer market, why don't you let me know do you think Harry Maguire will be coming to Spurs next season?
Wow, that's really good.
There's more chance I score a date with Alex Morgan at Wendy's tomorrow, bro. There's no freaking chance that Harry Maguire's going to Spurs. It literally makes no sense at all, footballing wise or anything, as to why Harry Maguire would end up at Spurs, other than two things. Number one, Daniel Levy doing one of his really well-renowned club signings, which have shown to be a load of crap when you actually turn up. Or secondly, it's, he's an England international tax. That's about it. But there's no way he fits the way Postecoglou wants to play. It's pretty clear as day that Harry Maguire in a back four playing a high line is absolute dog shit. I don't need to really be a European expert to see that. I have eyeballs. So for me, there's no chance. There's no chance you guys are going for him. It's a load of shit. It's a load of shit. If he's lucky, he'll go to Sheffield United on loan. That's his level.
I can't disagree more, because lately I also think this is the PR stunt by Harry Maguire's agents.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and look, he's a narcissist. He has no idea that he's one of the worst center backs in Europe, and that he is a relegation level center back, because what makes a relegation level center back is that they're not very good and that they make costly errors and whatnot. So, yeah, that's about Harry Maguire's level. I think maybe he'll go to Sheffield United on loan, and Man United will pay a bunch of his wages.
Can I ask a question?
What's up, big dog?
Does Harry Maguire think he's this world-renowned center back because Southgate continues to keep him in the England squad?
Yeah, he does. He does. Yeah,
and you can't blame him, to be fair.
He is.
Oh, I can blame him 100%.
He is literally a big-headed person.
Noah, what are you talking about? You can't blame him. It's called having self-awareness.
I know his self-awareness is key, but when it goes all in his head, you can't stop him in it. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So the thing is that his head got too much space, so all sorts of things somehow end up in his head.
Yeah, I get it. He thinks he's Billy Big Bollocks because he plays for Manchester United. I get it. But at the same time, you got to have some self-awareness. Bro. You are not a quality center back. You play for England and you play in a back three with two holding midfielders in front of you. And all you have to do is sit in the middle next to Kyle Walker or a Reece James or whoever, and John Stones, England's best center back currently. And all you have to do is use your big ass head and head out balls from crosses. It's not exactly a difficult job. I think Tyrone Mings can do a better job than that. It's because Tyrone Mings is a better defender than him. Yeah. It's just how it goes. So,
Dan, since you're the only Spurs fan here, I want to hear from you as well. What do you think about Harry Maguire? Do you think that he is like any form of upgrade on top of the current shit that we have? In a way, maybe that's possible. But do you think it's just like whole lots of bollocks as well? The Harry Maguire transfer happening with Spurs. What do you think about that, Dan?
I think it's just a rumor and nothing else.
Yeah. I don't. If Harry Maguire went to Celtic, he would be exposed time and time again. I'm telling you right now, if he played in a back four in Scotland for Rangers or Celtic or whoever, he would be exposed. That's literally how terrible he is.
No, bro, what are you talking about? He has already been exposed many times for Manchester United. Why does he need to go to Celtic? Like, the guy is...
Because that's not even his level. He can't perform at a top tier club like a Rangers, a Manchester, in terms of status and expectation. Like, Celtic are expected to win the league just like Rangers every single year and lose like no games at all. And Harry Maguire would lose Celtic games.
Exactly. Or Rangers. And Rangers. And Maguire needs to be in a relegation team where it's about heading the ball away and defending like that. You know what I
He's
mean?
terrible. He's terrible. There's no way that Postecoglou would even play him against Wrexham in an FA Cup game at home. There's no way he would do it because he's literally that trash. Bro, he makes terrible decisions. He rushes out of position. The only thing he's good at is heading the ball out. His passing is overrated and leads to absolutely nothing productive. And even if it does lead to something productive, the next minute he makes a catastrophic error. Out of position, bro. He's
so slow, bro. He's such a cheap
He's
man.
slow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Steve, I've got a question to ask you. What do you
What's up?
think? What's your opinions on Jesse Marsh?
I think Jesse Marsh is too. I like what he offers. If it works, it works. But the problem is that he needs to do exactly what Eddie Howe did. He needs to go around to Europe and learn off some top tier coaches to make him a more well-rounded tactical manager, because all Jesse Marsh does is press. He just wants guys that can run, right? He wants he's trying to bring the Boston Marathon runners, run. That's all it is, right? And then it's just intensity and it's vibes, and it's there needs to be some actual substance and some planning behind all of it.
He needs
To be more well-rounded as a manager.
Yeah.
I think like the way he speaks and all of that, I like it. And he also he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. He knows how to speak German as well. I don't think
Leeds fans would agree with you about him being a smart manager, because he was the manager that got Leeds relegated.
I'm talking in terms of no, he didn't get them relegated. Actually, that club was doomed from the start. I mean, they brought in 2 more managers and they failed. So it kind of shows.
Agree with Steve 100%.
There was no chance. If Jesse Marsh stayed, they would have gotten relegated. If they appointed Javi Garcia, they would have gotten relegated. If they appointed Diego Simeone, they would have gotten relegated. If they appointed Jurgen Klopp, they would have got relegated. If they appointed Peter Bosz, they would have gotten relegated. That team was shit, especially when Tyler Adams got injured for them. And the fact that Sam Allardyce is never going to save them. So I agree with you, and that's why I said
Ilan Meslier is a bozo. Sometimes.
That's why I said at the beginning, Jesse Marsh does need to work on becoming a more rounded tactical manager. I said he was smart in terms of intelligent as a person, right? Like learning different languages. He's very good interpersonal relationships with players, that kind of thing. So there's some good things he's got going. He just
Bielsa is a better manager than Jesse Marsh.
Yes, I'm not going to disagree
100%.
with that at all.
Of course,
I'm not going to disagree with that at all. But what Jesse Marsh has in his favor is that he's young and that he can still keep learning and developing and become a well-rounded tactical manager. Like I said, he needs to do what Eddie Howe did. Eddie Howe at Bournemouth had a great plan A. And the plan A worked for 5 seasons with Bournemouth, and before that, going up from League 2, promoted, League 1, promoted, League 1 to Championship, promoted, Championship, Premier League, promoted. So it worked, his plan A. But when they were losing attackers, he needed to, obviously they got relegated. But what Eddie Howe did was he went to Diego Simeone and he went all around Europe to learn new tactics, new philosophies to become a more well-rounded manager. The result this season, it's yielded results, right? Now he had the joint best defense in the Premier League alongside Manchester City. So clearly Eddie Howe learned off of Diego Simeone and others about the defensive aspect of the game. That's what I'm saying Jesse Marsh should do.
TJ, what are your thoughts on Jesse Marsh, since you guys are Americans, you know him well?
Jesse, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Stop blaming Americans for all your problems.
No. I'm not blaming Americans. I'm just asking the Americans. What do you guys think about Jesse Marsh?
I'm just kidding, Elias. So I think that I don't think he's the answer for our national team. I think we need somebody with a little bit more of a pedigree. What did you say, Steve?
I agree. I agree.
So
better than Berhalter, because he's just a bozo. But
I'm better than Berhalter. The fact that the guy couldn't keep locker room issues in the locker room during a World Cup, nah, not for me. But Jesse Marsh, it just shows the level of intent of the United States national team.
Yeah.
No, is Jesse Marsh linked with the U.S. national team at the moment?
He is the new. He got announced.
Yeah, he got announced.
Yeah.
That's why I thought that was why you brought him up.
Yeah, man.
No,
Big up Jesse Marsh,
he
man.
has been announced as the new coach of the national team. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
the
not.
United
He's
States,
not
Wow.
going to
yeah.
be in charge. He's not going to be in charge of the CONCACAF Gold Cup this summer. But after that, I believe he's taking over, and that's what I'm saying. And I think TJ will agree. He should go down the Eddie Howe route in terms of going to other managers like a Diego Simeone and being like, "Look, I struggle defensively with my tactics, how to organize a defense. What can I do? What ideas, formations, etc. can I learn to become a more well-rounded manager?" That's what I think.
Yeah,
It'd be
that's
funny
I'm not-
if USA get Uruguay in their Copa America group.
Uruguay
That's
would smoke us on the
yeah,
transition.
they'll beat
No
you,
doubt.
bro.
We drew with
That's
them.
By the way-
We drew with them in a friendly over the summer. I was there.
Right.
We can keep up with them. It's just the quality we decide to play. And I mean, and we were sticking the place out. I'm not going to lie, but I mean, we kept up with them.
Yeah.
But getting back to Jesse Marsh, I mean, he's not the reason. I agree with Steve. He's not the reason that Leeds got relegated. I think
Yep.
I think
I
injuries
think that's a bit
and really
unfair
bad
to him, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, injuries and
injuries and a really bad winter transfer window. Sorry, Weston McKennie. He's my American, but he's not the guy that's going to pull you out of that. So it's one of those things where I'm anxious to see what he does. I'm anxious to see what he does with the U.S. National team, but I don't see him in the job by the time the World Cup comes around.
Yeah.
What do you think about this comment? USA should have looked at some.
Oh, I'd take Pellegrini all day.
Me too.
All day, every day, because it's not a gigantic name in management, but it's someone that commands respect, right? He's been at clubs, achieved success. The philosophy behind him, I like the way he plays football. I like the way he develops players. He's a winner as well. Obviously, with Manchester City won a Premier League title. And he would also help out with dual nationals that are looking to join either Mexico or the United States in terms of, wow, I want to go play for Manuel Pellegrini and not for some fucking.
What? You froze there.
Froze.
Yeah.
But Elias,
Yeah.
man, I think Jesse Marsh, like the Premier League, he's shown his limits. Bro. Frozen, you know.
Welcome back, Steve. Welcome back.
My laptop is, Elias was talking to you earlier. My laptop is garbage.
Never made no speak, man. Listen, let's have it right. Yeah, Jesse Marsh. Yeah, he reminds me of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to an extent.
Oh my God, stop it.
Okay. I want to ask you a question here. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or
ridiculous take, bro.
no? I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is kind of better than Jesse Marsh. I feel.
Oh my God.
I
Oh
feel
my
Ole Gunnar
God.
Solskjaer is better than Jesse Marsh.
In
I don't
know.
in what way?
Only got second in United, bro.
Okay, the guy maintained a good league standing at least, and I would say that okay. Hear me out. The current squad that Manchester United has, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, his squad was worse than that. Like the DM issues that he had and all that. I think the fact that he got Manchester United at a decent league standing, and he even reached a Europa League final, it
Yeah,
says
did he
a lot
win
about
it?
that person.
Did he win it?
No, he didn't. But
Oh,
okay, it says a lot about that person as well. The fact that he went to a knockout final with a really crappy team, by the way. Manchester United team that year, even though they spent quite big, but that team was kind of crappy in my opinion.
Yes, it was a
yeah.
terrible team. And you know why it was terrible, Elias? Because he was trying to be buddy with everyone. That, as a manager, is terrible. He didn't want to
His
upset
buddy-
anyone, and he lied
But
to. And he,
made them to be second, though. You know what I mean?
he made promises to certain Manchester United players that he couldn't keep because he is a happy clapper. Tactically, the guy has no clue what he's doing. He is
He's a nice
strictly
guy, bro.
auras
Come on, man.
and vibes. What?
He's a nice guy, man. You have to give him.
Yeah,
He's a nice
but
guy. Am I a
Yeah, but
nice
that-
guy? Dan is a nice guy. Do you want him in charge of a professional football club? Elias
Hold
is a
on,
nice
hold on.
guy. TJ is a nice guy. Noah, you're a nice guy. I'm a nice guy, I'd like to believe. Does that mean we should be in charge of a professional Premier League football club?
Okay, Steve, hear me out. I'm
Just
not
say yes
saying
or no. Just say yes or no.
No.
Thank
Put me in charge of Luton. I could do a job according
Thank
to
you.
FIFA. I
Thank
could do
you.
a job.
Thank you.
Do you have the the UEFA license? I think you need that.
Yeah.
No, by
yeah.
the way, hear me out,
It's
Steve.
okay, it's
I'm not
okay.
saying that because he's a nice guy, he's better than Ollie, but his achievements itself and what he has done, it speaks length as well, bro.
Name me his
It's not
achievements.
that
Name me his
like
achievements, and by achievements I don't mean finishing runner-up, because what do we take the
That's
piss out of Arsenal for? Not winning the
No.
league.
okay. Even the fact that he finished as a runners up, it's somehow comparatively still a better achievement than what Jesse Marsh has ever achieved.
That's
The
not
fact
true
that
at all. That's not true
Yeah.
at all. RB Salzburg, he won Austrian Bundesliga twice, OFB Cup, their equivalent of the
Only won
FA
the
Cup.
Norwegian league. How
Ollie
about
won
that?
the Norwegian league. So I just named 4 trophies and you named 1.
And you won a
Yeah,
couple of
but
Norwegian Cup
Who
games.
developed under Jesse Marsh at RB Salzburg about 3 years ago? Go on.
Haaland, didn't it?
Yeah.
Haaland, Huang, and those lads. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Wang
I mean,
Chan. You've got also you've also got the likes of a Brendan Aronson, who needs to develop more, but that was a good person. Jesse Marsh, he was a good person to learn off of and whatnot. You've also got the likes of a let me think of some others.
Slobosly.
Szoboszlai, yes. Szoboszlai was another one a few years ago that was under Jesse Marsh that developed. Clearly, Jesse Marsh did a good job with him as well. Who has Ole Gunnar Solskjaer developed?
Maguire.
Thank you.
Well,
Point
he's also
proven.
he also Oli played. Haaland played for Molde and under Oli.
Okay, so he did exactly what Jesse Marsh did. Who else?
Yeah, in a way.
Go on.
Yeah, but I would say that there's not much that separates the two. Yeah, by the way, I will say Jesse Marsh and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I personally feel that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we don't see much of his achievements because he was playing at a higher level. He was in Premier League for quite some time, and Jesse Marsh was like with Leeds at all as well. But still,
Exactly.
I feel that there's nothing much that separates them. They still
I
like maybe
agree.
a little.
I agree, but here's where I disagree, and this is the angle that I'm coming at from. If Jesse Marsh goes down the route that Eddie Howe did, which was, I need to become a more well-rounded manager, I believe Jesse Marsh will become a far better manager than Ole, because Ole, he is not, he doesn't think about it from a footballing perspective. We all said he's a nice guy. He is very tactically limited as a coach.
Yeah, but that's what people used to say about Poch as well. So let's just say if in years to come, and Ollie is, I mean, not that old also. If in few more years he's 50, I think, yeah, that's kind of old. But even let's say if he would be tactically kind of sound, there's nothing wrong actually being a nice guy as well. Sometimes it helps, like with Poch being with us, he actually kind of helped players like Winks, Dele, and since Poch left, they turned shit. So sometimes that sort of figure, sort of like a father figure, sort of a manager, that aspect does help in your game as well.
Yes,
it doesn't
but Poch
completely
is
help.
also tactically streets,
Sound, yeah.
miles, universes, blocks, whatever ahead of Ole. He is
Exactly. I don't
completely-
disagree with that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again,
By the way, big up
yeah,
Eugene.
I don't know, man. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a crap manager. I don't see him ever improving because I don't think he did not show at Manchester United any tactical know or anything. He was a happy clapper.
I don't know, man.
What
Like
was
when I
Ole
started
Gunnar
watching,
Solskjaer's identity for Manchester United? Philosophy.
It was counter-attacking. You know what I mean?
yeah, that sort of
Brexit
thing,
ball.
counter-attacking,
Brexit ball. That was the
possession based, that sort of thing.
Possession based?
No,
How
no,
can
they
you
weren't
be possession based and counter-attacking?
Sorry, no.
they weren't.
I
They were
think he was more
counter-attacking.
possession based. He was trying to be a bit more possession based, in my
And
opinion.
what did I say about Jesse Marsh? He's a press merchant.
Yep. So,
There you go.
anyways, by the
The
way, TJ,
only
what do
ball
you
was
think about this
Brexit
one?
ball. And
TJ,
that's
what do you
Brexit
think
ball.
about this one? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Jesse Marsh? Let me know your thoughts.
Ah,
Oh my god.
I'm laughing at this entire conversation. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
Okay, by the way, guys, let me make it up here. I started watching Premier League kind of like the time when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was like almost about to get sacked when sort of like Nuno and that whole time was going on. So I don't know much, but I've just heard about like his achievements and yeah,
He hasn't achieved anything outside of Norway.
Basic
one.
Yeah,
I just
GG,
think the
go ahead.
comparison is so boo. Like the fact that we're even having the conversation is a little.
Yeah, let's move on.
You can't really. You know, I'm not trying to rain on your parade or anything like that, Elias. I just think you really can't compare the two. You really can't.
So you think that Jesse Marsch is way ahead, or way?
No, I think they're probably on the same plane in terms of career accomplishments. I mean, Jesse Marsch. We'll see if he develops as a coach. I don't think he's going to do anything for the United States, and I don't think Ollie really can hang his hat on anything he did at Man United.
Yep.
You can talk about the Norwegian league until you're blue in the face, but what does anybody really care about the Norwegian league? I mean, other than Steve?
Bro, like I said, Jesse Marsch has developed far more young. He is clearly.
He developed Josh King, Steve, Ollie.
Who's that?
Did you say? Are you trying to tell me right here, right now, Minerals? Dominic Szoboszlai and Josh King are comparable in terms of development. Who is the better player? Who is the better player?
Dominic. Sadly.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. All right.
Did Dominic play in the Premier League?
Tyler Adams at New York Red Bulls. Another player he developed and saw and was at New York Red Bulls at the time, made him captain at 19. And he's gone on to have a pretty decent career for himself.
Yeah.
You know,
so Steve, you're saying Jesse Marsch can hang his hat on more things than OGS.
Fucking-lutely.
Okay.
There's more upside.
I agree with you there.
Thank you.
You got the Americans.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. All right, cool. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah. You're not crazy. I'm just saying that you know, I think a lot of people have confirmation bias against United States-based football individuals.
I mean, yeah.
By the way, I have no confirmation bias.
I don't think you do. I don't think you do, Elias. I'm talking about the wider community.
Yeah,
that's all.
They do.
How many times do we get called dumb Yanks every single time we go on a stream?
Yeah.
Just saying.
There you go.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, on behalf of everybody who has called to jump.
Elias, you are the last person that needs to apologize.
Yeah, sorry, guys. But let's move on from this.
Let's talk about Spurs. What an amazing.
Let's talk about Spurs. Okay, since we were on the topic of Harry Maguire, I don't know how did we end up with Jesse Marsch. Oh yeah, Dan asked the question about Jesse Marsch.
Yeah.
My goodness. Okay, let's talk about Harry Maguire. I think Harry Maguire, even if he comes, it's going to be a dumb signing.
Yes.
And in my opinion, I think we are only linked with him, or even we are hearing the rumors. I think the main reason why we are even hearing about that is because of the English quota and all that.
Yeah.
I don't think that guy is deserved. But let's go on to the other one, which is this guy. Let me just type his name correctly so that Steve doesn't kill me. Laporte.
I'm not killing anyone.
No, I'm just kidding. Basically, that's how I talk sometimes.
Yeah,
So Aymeric Laporte. Apparently, City does want to sell him, but like this summer, and Spurs are one of the clubs that are interested in him. I don't know. Like, do you guys see him coming to Spurs?
No.
The fact that Spurs supporters are even talking about this makes you guys even more of a joke. Sorry.
It's laughable. What? This is like choosing to date Oprah Winfrey, but you have Alex Morgan in your DMs, bro. There's no comparison. Like, why would you
Man, what is
downgrade that bad?
Man, what is your fascination with Alex Morgan?
She's beautiful and
I know.
she's just dope, bro.
I
Like,
get it, but there are
I
other
don't
women
know.
out there. I get
Okay,
it. She's married too.
I'll pick a different USA women's.
She's a Tottenham Hotspur though too.
Yeah,
Oh, is
there
it
you go.
Alex Morgan is Tottenham Hotspur player?
Oh, she played for Tottenham Hotspur, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she played for Tottenham Hotspur. Yes,
Yeah.
she had 4
So
points
she's
with us
dead
and
to
2
me.
goals.
She's dead to me.
Bro, I look again. All right, let's get back on football. I was just trying to have an analogy. I'm an analogy merchant. All right, look, Laporte would be incredibly stupid and unambitious if he chose to sign up to play at Spurs. That would be a horrible move for him in terms of him. If you guys got him, you should be praising whoever religious deity you believe in that you got him, because I don't know why he would go to you guys. Look, he's a fantastic center back. He if he has a brain, he won't be going to Spurs because you guys are not at the level of a Manchester City. Like, it's the cold hard facts about it. No disrespect to Spurs, but this is fair analysis on my behalf. I'd like
Minerals. Would you take Aymeric Laporte at Arsenal?
Yeah,
Minerals.
backup.
What?
I'll take him as backup.
Backup?
He could challenge. He could challenge to start for you guys.
I think he could start.
Seriously, yeah, definitely he would start.
I think he would push. He would push a Gabriel. He would push a Saliba to be better. I think.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, he would be a starter. Why won't he?
At Newcastle. At Newcastle, he would probably start over Fabian Schär. And Fabian Schär would be a very good center back to have his backup. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the caliber.
Yeah.
I'll take him. I mean,
who else is Spurs linked with that they aren't going to get?
Yeah, who else?
Who else we aren't going to get? Yes, the next name I had was
Jesus Christ, again. Fuck me.
No, actually, okay. Let me give you let me give you guys my thoughts on this one, by the way. Actually, it happens sometimes that when we have a really bad season, Levy sometimes makes some really desperate sort of signings as well.
Rumors,
like when we not just rumors. Actually, we have had some really crazy good players. For example, when Romero he won the Serie A Player of the Year award. We actually got him that year when we were in Conference League football. That was like a really surprise sign to a lot of us. So sometimes it just doesn't. It just does happen. So Aymeric Laporte, the fact that we are hearing a lot of links here and there, it's possible. Like, why not, guys? Let us get excited in the transfer window. That's like the only time we get excited about things, and then our excitement drops after the.
Bro, I hate to break it to every Spurs fan. I thought, and you know me, Elias, I love watching Serie A, and I remember Romero at Atalanta. He for Gasperini, he plays a back three, and he was alongside the likes of the Brazilian center back there, Rafael Toloi, Bered Jimciti. There was another one I'm forgetting in there. He was good for them. I don't think he was defender of the year personally. I think there were some better defenders in there. I'm not saying he's crap or he was crap. He wasn't crap at Atalanta. I thought he was good at Atalanta. There were some very good performances definitely during that season, but I thought that there were some other ones deserving of that award. Regardless of that, that's Atalanta to Spurs, right? So you can say that's the Premier League tax. Like it's the allure of the Premier League. Yeah, well, it hypnotized Romero into walking to Spurs, and that's on him. And in terms of a Maddison or Laporte, the allure of London tax would be the only reason why, to be honest. And I like Postecoglou. I like him a lot. I think he's a good manager, but I don't think those kind of signings are appropriate for what you're trying to do right now. For example, who do you see winning a trophy in the next 2-3 seasons? Newcastle United or Spurs? Assuming Harry Kane leaves.
Newcastle United. Definitely.
There you go. And for players, what's the priority? Why do players play football?
For
Wait.
winning.
There you go. I know there are
To-
reasons in the background. What? You're going, TJ?
No, to get statues outside of Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Where's Jimmy
Yeah.
Greaves?
And murals.
You guys really
And,
take the
and
piss out of
murals. Don't forget he has a mural
yeah,
as
and
well.
murals outside of chicken
Yeah,
restaurants.
murals.
So actually, we don't even do the statues. We just do the murals. By the way, we don't have a.
Now they're gonna do a Bill Nicholson statue for PR. Levy's so
Yeah.
smart. He said that fans were angry that there's no Bill Nick, right? Now he's gonna do a statue for him. What a
Yeah,
genius!
seriously, actually, I don't understand this whole statue thing as well.
No, but look, am I wrong? So
Yeah,
Laporte,
you're not wrong.
if he wants to win trophies, which is why players play the game on the pitch, not in terms of I want to live here, live there, whatever. So Laporte and Maddison, therefore, if you want to win trophies, you will go to the club on the upward trajectory, like a Newcastle United.
Yep.
Right?
I won't deny that. Yep.
And he's also Maddison is trying to join a club on an upward trajectory because his club are on a downward trajectory, and he's a good enough player, obviously, to play at a pretty damn good on a pretty damn good.
You guys are linked with James Maddison,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right?
even Newcastle are linked to them.
Yeah, but apparently you guys are leading the race because of the allure of London tax.
Yeah,
So
London.
if he wants to do that, sayonara,
Yeah, he can.
motherfucker.
I know, but
You could go
you can
live
go
in
in-
London.
you can go into Trafalgar Square, Central London, and see London Eye. Yeah, instead of being up north.
For me, it's not the end of the world if we don't get James Maddison because there are alternatives that I think could be just as good, if not better, than the Maddison. I talked about Dominic Szoboszlai earlier, an attacking midfielder. That for me, I like Dominic Szoboszlai's skill set, trajectory as well. I think Maddison will be terrific signing.
Or even Florentino, or even that's Florentino from Benfica. Could he? Or is he
Who?
not? Is he on Florentino?
Florentino
Benfica.
Luis is more of a defensive midfielder.
Oh, sorry.
We're talking
My bad.
attacking mids in terms of a Szoboszlai. Nkunku could also play attacking mid.
That Koku guy. Could you hijack maybe?
No, Nkunku's going to Chelsea. Like it's not.
Not Nkuku. Philip Koku. The
No.
Feyenoord guy.
Koku was pictured yesterday in Portugal. He's going to sign for Benfica very soon for 30 million euros.
The Buddy Chilwell tax.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, my friends are playing their tax.
Yeah,
exactly.
Chilwell too as well.
No,
London Eye.
if James Maddison wants to go there, that's fine. Because I know Newcastle United are not. We're a very well run club now. We have alternatives to if our first choice don't want to come in. For example, Unai Emery was our first choice to come to Newcastle. He said no because he was at Villarreal at the time, and then we decided to go get Eddie Howe. I think that's worked out so far, and he's on an upward trajectory. Another example, Isak. Isak, I don't think was first choice. I think first choice was I forget who was first choice target. I think Bruno Guimaraes as well. So again, it's not a big deal if Maddison goes to Spurs or if he goes to Newcastle for me, because I believe in my club. My club will recruit far better than yours.
Noah, why minerals? Why are we not going after James Maddison?
Ask Edu, innit? You know what I mean?
No,
Ask Edu, yeah.
Very frustrated about that.
Yeah, that's why.
I'm kind of intrigued about that as well. Like I heard that he's an Arsenal fan as well. And why are you guys not going after that?
Exactly. You know what I mean? Attacking midfielder, can play in number 8 apparently. He played
but don't worry, guys. We're linked to Tielemans again. So sorry, I don't mean to send this on an Arsenal trajectory, but what a joke.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
The only reason why people want Yuri Tielemans is because he's free and he played good for them 2 years ago. That's the only reason why people want him. People are like,
and he has long shots.
Yeah,
don't forget his long shots too.
The guy doesn't have an engine. He thrives in a team where it's more possession based up the field. Bro. I don't think he has.
To be fair, we're possession based.
Yeah, but I don't think he fits your team.
Yeah. By the way, TJ, I want to ask you: are you guys looking for another striker this season? like someone as an upgrade over.
It hasn't been. There's been
Jesus.
nothing in the media.
And that's a huge concern.
Yeah, there's been nothing
and that's a
in
huge
the media.
concern. I feel because
So,
I think
yeah.
you guys need a better striker now, especially since now you are in Champions League. So I think you guys should be going for Vlahovic again, in my opinion. I think
I
go
was
for
That
thinking
ship is
about that.
sailed.
I was thinking about that last night too. You know, and Juventus should be selling, right? But again, I think there's too much bad blood between Arsenal and Vlahovic. I don't
Yeah,
think
that
that's going
ship
to
is
happen.
sailed. You guys should be
Um,
going for you guys. If we're all raving about Ivan Toney and we're going down the stats route, well, Will Stewart obviously showed me a lot of stats in terms of I said that I like Jonathan David a lot at Lille, right? And there's a lot of statistic figures in terms of link up play were similar to Jonathan David. I'm not making the comparison that he is Ivan. He is like an Ivan Toney, but apparently the stats suggest that in terms of link up play, I forget the exact stats Will used, but he is productive. He's very good at link up play in terms of passing, you know, the pass before the assist to the goal, blah, blah, blah. But for me, I again, from what I've seen at Lille, and you guys know I love Ligue 1. It is my favorite league. I don't miss games. I watch every single match possible. This guy would be a great fit for your team. An absolutely tremendous fit for your team, I think.
Exactly. I've been banging on about Jonathan David since 2021.
Jonathan
I've
David
said
might
it.
go to PSG. I think he is leaving Lille, right?
Yeah.
Inevitably. Yeah, it's eventual. Like even like the other lads left. I mean,
Right.
23 years old.
Elias,
Yep.
to answer your original question, just real quick, because I'll forget. I think that Arsenal managers, top brass, sporting director, still believe that Gabriel Jesus can be that guy, and he just didn't produce this season. I think they think he is going to pop off, and that's why we're not linked to any strikers.
I see.
When
Let's see.
and we're probably going to sell Balogun and keep Nketiah because that is how this team operates. And as frustrating as it is, it's what we got. So
Yeah, it is kind of frustrating, but I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, somehow I want to see Vlahovic in Premier League, so I was thinking some team should go and bid for him as well. Like I'm a Vlahovic fan, by the way. I think that season that he had with Fiorentina, it just describes in what kind of capability he has, and I would love to see a bit. Sorry, Steve.
No, I cut you off. Keep going. Sorry, that was rude of me.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, so I actually want to see a bit more of a goals rivalry coming up in terms of the youngsters in Premier League as well, because all the time back then it used to be all about Salah and Kane now. So I would want to see someone like Vlahovic coming in and giving Haaland a bit of tough time in terms of goal and the Premier and the Golden Boot and all that sort of thing. And I think Vlahovic is that sort of a guy who can do that, but he's currently with Juventus. I don't think he's doing well. I would want to see him with one of the top 6 teams in Premier League.
He had a terrible season for Juventus. I don't hold that against him because Max Allegri, his attack was absolutely disgustingly horrible this year. The football they played was horrific. Rabiot was probably their player of the season. That kind of shows you everything, and they finished 7th for a reason.
Bro, they had points deducted, to be fair.
I don't give a shit about the points deducted, because to be honest, there were a lot of games where Juve were extremely fortunate to get 3 points or even 1.
Yep.
Well, to be honest, that minus
agree.
10 points is just called football karma.
Yep.
And they also did something wrong, so they were going to get penalized anyways for it. So they were either going to face the music that they got a few lucky wins in Serie A this year, or they were going to get busted because they did something against the rules. So for me, that it don't make a difference. For me, bro, I think, again, Vlahovic, he's got talent. I think he's a good, well-rounded striker. Yeah, he's not going to Arsenal because that ship has sailed a long time ago. Like TJ said, bad blood and whatnot. I think Vlahovic, he could go to a Premier League team and kill it. But I think I like Jonathan David a bit more, I think. I think the trajectory of David is slightly a little bit more promising, but we'll just have to see. What do I know? You know,
too much, unfortunately.
Yep. He has had some family issues. I think he'd do well in Premier League. Are you talking about Vlahovic? Yeah, I think he'll do well in Premier League. Like, he's the kind of guy like I think he can give some tough time to Holland for the Golden Boot race, and maybe Chelsea might go for him. Let's see.
Yeah,
But
that's possible.
Vlahovic to Chelsea could cook
Vlahovic to
still.
Chelsea.
You know what I
He
mean?
could do well
Because-
there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he could break that number 9 curse.
Yeah, that's true. Look, for
Possible.
me, if we're talking Arsenal, though, it's a complete failure of a transfer window if they don't bring in a number 9. Failure, because you can't rely on Jesus as a goal scorer, and you can't rely on Nketiah full stop. As simple
Yep.
as that. Like, it's
Yeah.
not rocket.
We need that striker, man.
But Arteta, he's again, I think he's still too stubborn. I think he needs to again evaluate what went well and what went wrong. He needs to address that.
No. We are talking about just the prospect of
Right,
Vlahovic
Vlahovic.
coming to Premier League and giving Holland some tough time.
No, I don't think in the first season. I think he'd be good, but it would all depend on fitness, health, etc. I'd like Vlahovic. It depends on what team he would go to, but I think he's good, man. Yeah, I like Vlahovic.
I think
a lot.
he's good, but I don't think he's ever going to be Holland level.
No,
I mean,
no. Like,
I don't even think he would challenge, to be honest, Elias.
no, I don't either. I think he would score fifth if Arsenal signed him up. Let's just say that the bad blood thing didn't hypothetical. He scored about 15, 16, 17 for Arsenal. I
Yeah,
think.
but when he was in Fiorentina, he used to score goals for fun, guys. Seriously, like he had a really good season. there.
Right.
Yeah, but what have you done for me lately, Elias? You know what I mean?
Yeah, lately he has looked inconsistent, but I mean every player can
Yes,
have
it's
one bad
Fiorentina
season or
tactics.
that sort of a thing.
Allegri managed to make Angel Di Maria look like
Look for it.
crap this season.
Exactly, bro. Di Maria been also injured too. You know what I mean?
Di Maria is
Because
a
of-
wonderful footballer, and he managed to make him look like crap outside of a few games. I think he had a hat trick in the Europa League against FC Nantes, and a few other like good games. As a
La
season,
Bourgeois. Yeah.
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 So, but yeah, Vlahovic for me. I mean, yeah, good player, man, definitely. But yeah, we'll see.
The other thing I felt is like, let's say if Vlahovic were to join Chelsea, I think Poch can really get him firing. Like Poch
Yeah.
has that tendency to like work with the striker, and I personally think that this season Poch would go for big striker, one of the big strikers, and he will get somebody to come in. I don't
Yeah.
think he'll be able to work with the current shit that they have in
Yeah.
the Chelsea team. He would need to sign a proper striker, and Vlahovic seems to be the kind of player I think Poch should be going for. He can,
Yeah.
he's good. I mean,
Yeah. Make no mistake about it, bro. Absolutely.
Does Vlahovic outperform his XG? Because like I read something and saw like he used to outperform his XG at like Fiorentina.
I don't know if he
Exactly.
did.
Yes, he did.
At
He did.
Fiorentina was a completely different style of football. He constantly was getting service. At Juventus, he was more busy trying to defend in a back 10 with some of the worst, most disgusting Frank Lampard type formations I've ever seen in my life. Like trying to play Weston McKennie earlier in the season as a right wing back. I mean, that's the kind of terrorism and antics that Allegri was up to at Juve this whole season.
Lois Openda would
Yeah,
be
and Lons.
Oh, long.
I
man.
love him. I love
I
him.
told you. I knew even before you, bro. I
What?
have one up on. I
I knew
about
about
this.
Luis Openda at Vitesse Arnhem.
Yeah,
Me
so
too.
so
Yeah,
so
that's
just
great.
at Lens,
Yeah.
just at Lens for 38 games, he has about 21 goals. That's a good stat, really.
Oh my god! And they finished. Lons were 1 point behind Paris Saint-Germain for the Ligue 1 title. 1
Yeah.
point. So that
Yeah.
and again, if you want to talk about a manager on the rise that could go to a possibly Frank Heis. Absolutely. 3-4-2-1. He plays a good, very, very good transition attacking football. Wing backs get involved. Center mids will chip in for goals, flying in, physicality, legs. Huh?
Yeah, so Medina and Fofana.
Oh my God,
the main-
Facundo Medina is. He's gonna get
Wahi.
Argentina cap soon.
Wahi, who's Wahi?
El Wahi at Montpellier. Again, another
Montpellier.
player that was so productive this season. 20 years old. He's got a huge upside for me. I really like him. I really, really like him. He's the
Murphy,
kind
man.
of
Murphy at
Murphy,
Nice, man.
Murphy at
Oh,
Nice,
man.
another baller. France always produce good players, always.
Yeah. Okay.
Not all of them are
Next-
going to work out. I'm not saying all these guys are going to be the next freaking Benzema or whatever, but
Yeah,
Liga
they have
has
the
a
potential.
terrific track record of developing young players, and then they go on to be successful.
Yep.
All it
The
happens all
other
the time.
the other thing I want to ask you, Steve, is Manor Solomon. Apparently there is something wrong with his particular contract share or whatever. Like he has been loaned out to Fulham, and then now the Spurs want to sign him, and then the chairman of which
Shakhtar
club?
Donetsk.
Shakhtar. Yeah, he has actually threatened Spurs that yes, if you sign him, I'll see you in court. Do you understand that whole thing? Because I was trying to look at the news, but I just didn't have time. Maybe you can explain it if you know a bit more about that. What's that whole thing about?
So my interpretation of it is that so obviously the war in Ukraine happened on my birthday last year, actually, and that's when a lot of players from Shakhtar Donetsk left. You got the likes of Manor Solomon, Chiche, who was at Leicester, obviously on loan from Lyon, and whatnot. So players had the option to. It was a FIFA ruling in terms of they could leave their club in Ukraine or Russia because of the whole conflict. And I have to read more into it too as well with the Manor Solomon situation, but apparently he can go on a free. But the Shakhtar Donetsk CEO, I don't think it's Dario Serna anymore, the former Croatian fullback. I forget who it is.
The guy.
But yeah, apparently there is something more with that. I'll ask my friend. I have a friend who lives in Ukraine who's a Shakhtar supporter. He'll know all about it. His name's Demi. I'd have to ask him about it. But
Sari Palkin. That's the CEO name.
yes, Balkan. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently their manager's also leaving soon, so that's something else that's happening in Shakhtar. But
Yeah, so
yeah.
that's another player that's linked with us, and I don't know like how is he, by the way. I've never watched him play.
He needs more game time. At Fulham, he just didn't get the game time because Willian was on fire for the whole season, putting in great performances. I think.
Steve.
Yo, hey, thanks, Joseph Monahan. I appreciate it, man. I look. This is why I do it. I like to be well rounded on what's going on in football. Appreciate that, man. Thank you. But yeah, man. For me, I'm not sure about the Manor Solomon situation. Like I said, I'm gonna message my friend Demi right now to see if he has any idea what's going on with that.
But what do you make of him? Like, do you think he's a good sort of an attacking midfielder?
I think it's worth the risk. From what I've seen of Shakhtar, remember I like them too. So I watched them Europa League and some Ukrainian games when my VPN decides to stop fucking around. I like him, man. He's quick. He's pretty good with both feet. He dribbles, decent finisher. He's got an engine to him. I could see why you're linked with him. That is a sensible signing, pending the whole
on both ends
situation with what's it called with Shakhtar and this lawsuit thing.
Yeah, because I think this kind of signing, Steve, if you were to rate it out of 10, like in terms of probability, what would you rate it out of 10? Like how possible it is that Spurs would get him out of 10?
He's definitely attainable. Definitely attainable.
So out of 10, what would you give it?
Yeah, like a 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, barring the whole lawsuit kind of situation.
Yeah, that one need to be understood. Yeah, by the way, guys, I think there's 7-8 of you out in the comments as well. I think some of you just came from some of the streams which are just ended. Yeah, make sure you guys hit the likes. I'm going to go to another player who we are linked with again. This is like the fourth window. We are now linked with Sofian Amrabat. Yeah, we are linked with him again. I just saw the news earlier on some social media platforms, and we are linked with him again. Sofian Amrabat. I don't know. Like Conte wanted him apparently at one point, and then Levy didn't sign him. Now we are linked with him again. Like guys, I don't know what's going on with Sofian Amrabat's situation there. Fiorentina. He's still with Fiorentina. Yes, he's still with Fiorentina.
Yeah, he played the final against West Ham. Yeah.
Yeah, the other team that's linked with him is actually
Arsenal.
Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is linked with him.
Barca.
We are linked with him. Man United is linked with him, and Barcelona is also linked with him. So I
For
think
40
this is not gonna
million.
happen. Yeah.
I'm bringing on if it's cool, I'm bringing on my buddy Demi if you wanted to know more about the Manor Solomon situation.
Yeah, sure. Bring him on. Bring
Cool.
him on. I would love to have him on.
Cool. So yeah, in terms of Amrabat though, I like the player a lot. And I think if you brought in a player like this, I think for me, I see his best performances for Fiorentina and for Morocco in a cup competition. Over a 38 game season, he's good. He's a good player, but for me, there's just something different about him in a cup competition when it's a one-off game, you've got to go and win it. He put in a very good performance for Fiorentina. I know they didn't end up winning, but same thing with Morocco. He was outstanding for Morocco alongside Ounahi, who's now at Olympique de Marseille, obviously. Yeah, I like the player a lot, and that would be a great signing. I think he has the engine, he has the technical ability to play in a Postecoglou system. That makes complete sense why you'd be linked with him. But I also think that he's looking at a tier above in terms of like a Barca, a Bayern, and whatnot.
I agree. Like Bayern is linked with
You
him.
got
Barca
him.
is linked with him.
That would be a fantastic signing. But he could
Yeah,
be
but
better.
I think there are
Personally,
certain players we are linked with them every single transfer window. One is Dybala, one is Zaniolo, one
you're
is
linked with
Amrabat.
Dybala?
Yeah.
These are some of the players that in the past we are always linked with them.
Oh, in the past.
Somehow, yeah.
Dybala,
Yeah,
remember he was
Traore.
Adama.
And these, Adama Traore. The other guy is who? Amrabat is one of them. Like we are linked with these players every single transfer, and it never happens. So I'm like, yeah, it could be another one of those happenings this season as well. Like we will be linked with him all the way until the end, and we won't get him.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I don't think he'll go to Spurs. Is it possible? Yeah, but I think Amrabat wants to. I think his father actually said something after the Conference League final on Wednesday that he wants to go and join someone like a Barcelona or a Bayern or whatever. So it's probably. I mean, you never know though. You never know. Look, that would be a terrific signing for you guys, and it would pay dividends in a cup competition, particularly. So, over a 38 game season, there are going to be games where he lacks, but in terms of FA Cup game, he's a guy you want playing in a Postecoglou system. Absolutely.
I won't deny that. I think he's a class midfielder. Like him playing alongside Bentancur would be awesome. And then I think we should be releasing Højbjerg at this point of time.
Yeah, Højbjerg is a crock of shit. Honestly, he's not going to play.
If really like we were to get one attacking mid, and then we have Bentancur and Amrabat, or even Bissouma as a backup, that's like your midfield kind of sorted out to a certain level.
Pape Sarr, I think, is going to play a massive part for you guys this season. I think he's and Bissouma. I think both of those guys are going to be, because remember about the Bentancur situation, devastating long-term injury, and he's been out.
He's returning in
November.
I think November, but I think he may recover earlier.
But here's the problem, Elias. Here's the problem with Elias. The injury that he has, I forget exactly what it is, but I think it was a rupture. ACL. Yeah. ACL. Here's the thing. Medically, it's not a good move because if he returned in November. And here's why. Because there are some injuries where you can come back a bit early. Physically, your body recovers quickly, and there's less risk of a re-injury. With an ACL, you shouldn't be looking to return ASAP. You need to take exactly the amount of time the doctor says, and probably another few weeks after, just to be extra careful.
Yeah.
If you look at a player like Zaniolo, for example, at Roma a few years ago, he was the man. You know what I'm saying? He was the guy. ACL on both, and he
won't lie as well. I won't lie as well. There are certain players who have made ACL recoveries within 3-4 months as well. Like, and they have really done well, like really well. Certain athletes from in other
Like who?
sports,
I'm trying to think.
for example, this
Gabriel Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus was one of them. There are some other sports as well. I'll give you examples. It
Basketball.
was basketball is one. Badminton, I know a few. Like just 3-4 months, they made a recovery, and straight away, one of the players, she has an ACL
Alan,
surgery on both
Alan
her knees.
Shearer.
Both. Alan Shearer is one of
Yeah.
them. I don't know if you know this player. She's a badminton world champion, Carolina Marin. She had a
I've heard of her.
ACL, and yeah, so she had an ACL, and I think after 4 months she came back, 4 or 5 months she came back straight away. First tournament she won the title,
Right.
and
What
she
I
was
would say,
dominating.
what I would say
Yeah.
about ACLs though is that I think that there are more examples of players like think of Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose with the Bulls, for example, if you want to bring another sport into it. Never the same player after the ACL in 2011 against the Philadelphia 76ers in the playoffs. Never the same player. I think that there are
Yeah.
more examples of players whose sporting career has taken a tumble compared to getting back to that level. So I would be I'm not saying for a minute Bentoncourt is going to be complete crap when he comes back. I would say though, and you also have to think about like this, when
R9.
he comes back, he's going to be playing Postecoglou ball. Fitness. He's going to, when his first game he comes in, he's going to be testing that ACL right away. And a lot of pressure, he ain't going to be sitting back. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to have to come in straight out the gates and just run. If he's stepping into Mourinho at Roma, yeah, you could ease him in a lot easier, I think, on a physical level compared to Ange Postecoglou ball, right? Because those guys, you need to cover some ground. You need to cover ground. So for me, what I think with Bentoncourt, I think you'll see the best of him, not this upcoming season, the next one, because I think Ange is going to ease him in because he knows the way he wants to play, what the physical requirements are in terms of how to play the way he wants to play and how the system works out compared to a system that doesn't have as much physical toll, let's say. But yeah, that's why I think Amatisar and Abasuma are going to thrive next year for you guys.
Okay, before I go into the rest of the Spurs transfer, I'm going to talk to now the Arsenal fans a little about this one. Minerals, your thoughts? Declan Rice to Arsenal. Is it done, or like what's the status like at the moment? I think your friend is here.
Demi.
Smash.
Yes.
Yes, Demi is here. Hi, Demi.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for joining us. Okay, before I go into now the Declan Rice, let me ask Demi about the Manor Solomon situation. Hey, bro, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Great to hear. Great to have you, by the way, here for the first time at Step Up Spurs.
Thank you.
Yeah. How are things in Ukraine?
Well, we're managing. We are doing what we have to do. It's just
Great.
thank you.
Our well wishes are with you, man.
Yeah.
Want to ask
Thank
you a
you.
little bit about the Manor Solomon, that situation.
Yes.
What is going on there? Like, why Shakhtar is like suddenly saying that if Spurs were to sign Manor Solomon, why would Shakhtar be suing us in a way? What's that whole situation like? Isn't it that he was a free agent or sort of like on loan to Fulham, and now it's up to him that he can actually leave on a free? So if he were to join Spurs, like why would it be why would it be that Shakhtar Donetsk would want to sue us? Just trying to understand that.
Maybe Shakhtar doesn't want to sue you exactly, but football government bodies, because
FIFA.
yes, yeah, due to war in Ukraine, FIFA allowed to Article 7 amendment that allows players from Ukraine, Russia, and if I'm not mistaken, Belarus too, to to just leave on
Free transfer
on
out of their club.
On free transfers.
not free transfer, but on loan at their will.
Ah,
Yes.
like
So what?
Szymanski at Feyenoord is on loan from Dinamo Moskva.
Mhm,
That's an example, right?
mhm. Yeah. And that's exactly what Solomon did when he moved to Fulham on loan. But like Shakhtar never wanted that loan, and actually Shakhtar tried to persuade him to uh, return for at least this half a year of his contract that is left with Shakhtar, to play at least the next Champions League. But it seems like he and or his agents are unwilling to do so. He maybe has a right to choose his next destination because he has only 6 months of the contract left. But it's not entirely clear to me. Um, but Shakhtar is generally dissatisfied with this situation. So if he chooses to move to another club on his accord, again, Shakhtar is considering to just sue football bodies. I don't think it's anything personal about Tottenham or something.
I see. So it's nothing to do with Tottenham itself. It's basically just the amendment of the rules and all that, because it's kind of unfair to them that they just
Mhm.
allow a player to go on a loan, and now that player is leaving on a free to another club, and then Shakhtar gets nothing, basically, right?
Yes, because when they go on loans under that amendment, they don't uh, prolong their contract with Shakhtar. It's just times goes by and it's all over. So it's just Shakhtar feeling unfair about the whole situation. It's all
I
that.
see. Yeah. So
Mhm.
it could come out as a situation in the court of the
Mhm.
European court and all that. I think that they have.
FIFA.
Is it
Mhm.
FIFA?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they are no, so they said. Let me look at the news. So Shakhtar say that unhappy with FIFA's decision to amend Annex 7 of the of regulation of yeah. So they are unhappy with FIFA's decision to amend Annex 7 of regulations on the status of transfer of players following the outbreak of war between Russia and Ukraine. The regulation change allow foreign nationals employed in either country to unilaterally suspend their contracts if they wish to leave the region. Solomon did so to join Fulham last season, but the winger still has a year remaining on his Shakhtar contract and is believed to be looking for another club in England. FIFA recently announced that the next 7 would be extended through the summer of 2024, prompting a fierce backlash from several clubs affected who believe they are being unfairly punished in losing revenue through transfer income. Shakhtar estimate Annex 7 could cost them up to. Oh, okay. So I'm kind of now understanding what's going on here.
Uh, it's kind of most of there is, but I'd like to add another thing that is happening. It's FIFA made changes to Annex 7 because all of the clubs are unhappy with it in affected countries. So under new rule, new players that will come to Ukraine or other affected countries uh, will not be allowed to use it. But it seems like players like Solomon that already use they might be allowed to use it again, but it's not entirely clear. So there is a legal uncertainty.
What do you think as a player? Let's say the issue gets resolved legally in court, whatever. I like Manor Solomon for me personally.
Yeah.
Devin, you've watched him far more than me. I watch like I talk with you a bunch, man. We've done Europa League, watch long shit, whatever. In terms of the player, I like the player. I do. What do you think what do you think of Manor Solomon?
I think he's a great player with lots of potential that is hindered by his endurability. He has a few underlying
Yeah.
chronic
Injuries.
injury,
Yeah.
recurring chronic injuries.
Yeah.
And he's not so very effective defensively.
Yeah.
Other than these two weak links, he's pretty magnificent.
Yeah.
Um,
Quick. Good
yeah,
with both
yes.
feet. Good finisher.
Mhm,
Tidy.
mhm,
He works hard in terms of pressing. In terms of
mhm,
you're right though. Going back and forth is not his thing. He pushes
mhm,
a lot of energy in the final third kind of
mhm.
area.
Okay, how about his passing ability to the forwards? Like, is he like a player like Ericsson that he can spot runs like that, and then he can pass to, let's just say if we have Kane or another forward, would you be able
He
to
can
supply
do
a few
that.
assists to
I'm sorry. Mm.
Yeah, does he have like those De Bruyne type of abilities?
No, not De Bruyne.
Yeah,
No, I'm not
mm,
saying that he's like De Bruyne, but can he
A
do some
playmaker. You want to
Yeah, as
know?
a playmaker.
You want to know as a playmaker? Okay.
Yeah, how is he as a playmaker? Yeah.
mm. He's not exactly a playmaker. He makes his own luck.
Yeah.
He makes his own moments.
Mhm.
He's a great short dribbler and great. He has a great starting speed. Nice dribbling capabilities overall. He when he employed at the left wing, he likes to cut inside and use his right foot to make finishing strokes. He did it a lot in Shakhtar and Fulham, in his national team.
Israel. Yeah.
So it's his signature move to cut inside and
Take a shot.
and finish with the right. He kind of sports moments like Ericsson, but it's not in his nature to play that way all the time.
For me,
Is he a moments player, Steve? Is he a moments player?
here's how I describe him. He's not the player that's going to link up other guy. He is, like I say, he's a good finisher. So he's the guy that receives the ball and then takes care of business from there. He can pass and do other stuff. That's not the primary skill of his. Well, if you're going to sign up Manor Solomon, you're going to sign him up to, I want goals from the left, and I want him to be, link up with fullbacks as well. I thought that relationship was very important as well. And for me, and here's my other question, Demi, because obviously me and you both watched Celtic play Shakhtar home and away. Do you and obviously Postecoglou is now at Spurs. Does it make sense why Manor Solomon is linked with Spurs under Postecoglou? Like, do you think Manor Solomon could play for a Postecoglou team in terms of what you saw from Celtic?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes, I absolutely think he is. I think he will be a great asset for Spurs, even if he wouldn't be a first choice player at the beginning, especially. Yeah, he is very tight from as a substitution. And by the way, at Shakhtar, especially at first, he was also adding very much value if he comes like at the 60-minute mark. He'll add more depth to Tottenham. Absolutely.
As an impact sub. Yeah, as an impact. Kind of like how we use Alain Saint-Maximin this year.
Exactly.
He hasn't been starting games or Anthony Gordon. Off the bench, brings energy, pretty direct. That's how I describe Manor Solomon. Could he be a starter? Absolutely. But I think he'll be, obviously you've got Son off the left. He's not as good as Son or productive, but if Son moves on, you have a player. If Manor Solomon went to Spurs, that I would think, yeah, you could do well. Absolutely.
Yeah, according to his heat maps and the positions that he has played in the transfer market, he's more of a winger than a midfielder in from what it
Yeah,
looks
he's
like.
a winger. Yeah, winger. Definitely a left winger, and that works because Postecoglou plays 4-3-3.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he'd be a good signing.
Yep.
Yeah, he can play at the right wing as
Yeah.
well. Less so at the center. He can play at all attacking midfield positions.
Yeah.
But left wing is by far his best
Yeah.
usage because of those cuts inside and right leg usage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally agreed. Because that's a signature move: cut in, right,
Yeah.
shoot. For me, also, I like instinctually Manor Solomon. He doesn't he knows exactly what he's gonna do, and he doesn't. You know, some players that they'll dribble too much, and they don't ever pull the trigger. Solomon, for me, he has his mind made up. He's gonna dribble, and take a shot. It might get blocked, but decision making, like he knows what he's doing. It might not be the correct decision 10 out of 10 times, but you're gonna see consistent decision making in the final third for me. That's one thing I also like about Solomon.
And it will almost all the time stir defensive problems in the final third for the opponent defensively.
Yeah,
I see. How is he in terms of his consistency? Like, does he get a lot of injuries, or is he a bit more of a consistent player? And how is he in terms of his discipline and his coordination with the managers, and in terms of his team play? What kind of personality does he have? Also,
He's a very professional. He's very stable. I think he's very great psychologically, but
that's an add-on.
yeah, but he likes he injures like once in half a year for like few weeks. He's out.
Wow. Once in half a year he will be like out. Yeah, that can be a bit of, I think that's similar to like the issues that we had with Bentancur. Yeah, because Bentancur is also kind of like good. He's good mentally. He's a good professional, but yeah, his injuries are a bit of a concern.
If I'm looking, I'll look up on Transfermarkt how he is. But this past season, he was injured from August, it says, until December for Fulham, and so that's why we haven't seen too much of him. And also that Willian was also doing well on the wing, and some other wingers at Fulham. But yeah, I think I agree with Demi. And I the other strength about Solomon for me is I think with both feet, that's why he can also play off the left or right. I think with both feet, he's pretty impressive. Technical.
Yeah, so he missed about 17. Sorry, Demo, go on.
And when he's on the right wing, he employs his right leg to make a pretty accurate, not entirely consistent, but pretty accurate crosses. In the penalty area.
Yeah.
That would help. Like, let's say if we have Kane still around, that would definitely help with Kane and Son if he's playing either on the right side. Because Kulu, let's say if Kulu is injured or something, and you need to kind of rotate, then I think he would be the perfect sort of a player to play on the either side of the wings as well. Anything else you want to add on, Demi, on this?
No, I guess I'm done. Thank you for having me. I think he'll be a good addition to Tottenham should he move.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Demi. Okay, we got Eugene here as well. Big up, Eugene. You're back from work, I suppose.
Yeah, just back from work, finished dinner.
Yeah, guys.
And
Yeah,
you guys
same,
are
man.
still, yeah, and you guys are still on, so just hop on and say hi to all you guys. How you guys
Big
doing?
up,
Eugene?
Eugene.
Eugene
Yeah,
Maguire.
Eugene, man.
we are looking at all the happy clappy stuff, like, yeah, what are the players we might sign and all that. And yes, I'm allowing Minerals and Steve to laugh at me when I say, oh, okay, we might sign this one. They're like, no, that player is the
Guys,
player you're gonna
yeah, guys,
contribute.
to tell the truth, don't care. Ain't gonna happen. We are linked to 2,000 players every season.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to
Okay.
Spurs. Congratulations. Right. Yeah. Welcome to Tottenham Hotspur. After 60 over days, nearly 70 days, we got a new manager in. Right. I will give him the benefit of
Big
the doubt.
Ange.
Yeah, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but still don't trust Levy. So
Of course not. Yeah.
and when I saw his intro, I called the introduction video when he was first. I mean, his first introduction video. I thought someone held a gun to his head and he had to read it from a script.
Yeah, it was kind of like
Yeah.
that's what happens with all the Spurs managers, right? But
Yeah.
luckily he didn't say that he'll win trophies and make us proud. So yeah, that's.
No, he did say he'll make us proud. He'll try to make us
Did
proud.
he say that? I don't think he
Yeah.
went on to that. He just said that, yeah, I'm looking forward to the good things with the club, and yeah, we'll try to get things going.
Yeah,
and,
man.
yeah, the interesting prospects. Something.
I rate Ange, yeah.
And while he was
Ange.
and while he was saying that, right, I was reading his eyes, right? He said, "Fuck, what did I get myself into?" Levy's gonna screw me.
Bro, I don't think at that point he'll be thinking that, but maybe a month later, once the transfer window has ended, yes, he will be thinking that.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
he's already taught that because why we're linked to Maguire.
Right. He's like,
We
this
just
guy
don't
can't
know.
play can't play the football I want to play. What the fuck we doing, people?
Stakes will make us
Exactly. So
proud.
he's
guys.
rightly fuming, man.
And the worst part is, right, the rumors out there is that he wants Maguire.
No.
That's
That's
not true.
That's no.
That's definitely not true.
That's like
That's
saying
not true.
that's like saying Pep Guardiola wants Callum Wilson.
That's Harry Maguire's
No.
agent
That's
planning
like
something
what
in the
Pep Guardiola
media.
says he wants Dyer.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that makes no sense.
I mean, to be fair to Ange, like let's put hypotheticals in. If he wants Maguire, does it show that he might be a jellyfish yes man? I rate Ange, by the way. If he wants if I'm saying if, by the way, that's a big caveat, Steve. Before you start cooking
know,
If
man.
he wants Maguire, someone drugged him. That's what I'll say.
Or seduced him, maybe. I don't know.
Someone,
Oh,
exactly.
He seduced him with his bald head, right?
Someone drugged him, or I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of seduce, I think this year what Anne should do is Anne should buy Levy a perfume and a dildo. You know
I
why?
agree. Yeah,
You know why?
it's gonna get fucked a lot.
So if Levy doesn't like the perfume, he can go fuck himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Har,
Yep.
har, har.
Oh, Elias and your joke.
So Elias has shown little to no proficiency in sex jokes, and even worse in dad jokes.
Maybe
Elias, I hate to break it to you, you are not the next Dave Chappelle. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I know. Actually,
Maybe you
I
should
told
start
Will
concentrating on
the
using
other
it.
day. I told Will the other day that I'm not gonna make jokes, but this one just fit perfectly at the timing.
Yeah, it did fit perfectly until it didn't.
Maybe I should start making Levy jokes. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, do Levy jokes, right?
Yeah.
Because no matter how
let's-
bad it is, right, it doesn't matter.
Sorry. Yep.
I said do Levy
Levy
jokes,
jokes.
right? And no matter how bad it is, it doesn't matter.
No, but you guys won't need to worry about Maguire. He's staying at Manchester United. Like he still thinks that he can fight for his place, even though he's like fifth choice.
By the
He'd
way,
rather
TJ is very quiet. I need to ask him about this. Bro, what's happening with Declan Rice? Is he coming? Is he not coming? Is he announced? What's going on? Declan Rice, let me know, bro.
Declan Rice. Yeah.
TJ didn't Arsenal offer about 92 million for him, but I think West Ham is still holding up for the 100 million mark or something like that.
Yeah, they're not. We're gonna get Caicedo. We're gonna get Caicedo, but probably not Rice. The only Rice that's coming to the Emirates is only going to be sold at the concession stand, and a lot of this fan base isn't gonna come to that realization until the end of the transfer window, and then we're gonna be like, oh, you know what? We didn't want him. We never really wanted him anyway.
Yeah,
I think
TJ, you're talking like a Spurs fan
That
now.
would be the PR merchant.
Well, no,
It's
it's
because
Yeah.
Arsenal and Spurs are the same damn thing.
not real. I mean,
Yes,
not
too
really,
similar, man.
Steve. But
Why
but
is
they
your
are similar.
logo? Why is your logo an orgy of Borussia Dortmund, Spurs, and Arsenal? Then explain that.
Steve,
I didn't put that logo. I
didn't put that logo either.
I did not.
By
put
the way,
that
guys,
logo
I didn't
there.
put that
You
logo
did.
there.
Yeah,
You
that's
did it
true.
for a
Steve,
damn
why are you
reason.
getting so aggro, buddy? Calm
I'm
down.
not getting
Exactly,
aggro.
man. Aggro?
Aggro? What you talking about? What you talking about?
You, man.
I'm not talking.
TJ, wait, TJ. He's just upset that there's no Newcastle colors there or something.
I know. It's fine. No, I
No,
support.
there's a black in there, by the way.
And you was upset when
I
you
support
beat
Dortmund. I support Arsenal. They're both ballers, and
And you
I'm
support
on Spurs
Spurs.
show. I do not
You-
support Spurs. I cannot stand Spurs.
Oh,
I laugh at your pain.
But you have a Spurs logo on there.
I know because you guys are ballers too, and this is a Spurs show.
And that's
so
why
thought it
I
was
said
appropriate.
Arsenal and Spurs are the same thing, just Arsenal at a higher level.
Yeah, we bottle at a higher level than Spurs.
Exactly.
Let's
That's
have
all
it right.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
Which makes
have-
you the bigger bottle jobs, by the way, guys.
Can I answer your question about Declan Rice? No, we're not. We're probably not going to get him. He's going to be overpriced. Eddie's going to
Yeah,
come
he'll
in
go to
with a
Man
roll
City.
ball. He's going to come in with a roll ball
Scotty,
offer.
big up Scotty.
Scott, get on the
Scott
show,
in.
bro. Get on the show. I love chatting with Scott.
Big up
Yeah,
Scott in.
Scott, come on.
I need someone to put Declan Rice. Sorry, not Declan Rice. Harry Maguire in his grave like he deserves.
Oh,
Not
my
literally,
goodness.
just in a footballing sense.
But Elias, we are going to get Caicedo. I'm very confident.
How much?
Of that.
How much is
Otherwise,
Caicedo?
what?
70 million? Caicedo?
No,
We aren't
90.
going to get him for. I don't think we're going to get him for any less than 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 90. Yeah, that would be a record signing of the
Why wouldn't you pay extra 10 million to get Declan Rice?
Why don't you ask Edu?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we
Yeah,
asked.
we never
Levy.
played.
Why don't you? That's what we ask Levy all the time. Why do you pay extra 5 million to get Grealish?
Exactly. So we're basically the same. Steve was right.
But Eugene, don't forget though. We will give Brazilian clubs 3 million in charity
For a free transfer.
free transfers, and then we'll send that transfer on loan to Norwich because he's not good enough. So,
He's not good enough yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, Steve. I don't know if he's ever going to be good enough.
Okay,
We'll see.
I gotta ask the Arsenal guys here, right? Balogun, right?
Oh man. Oh.
My
Yeah.
American, my
America.
American.
No. Wait. You guys need a better striker than Nketiah to support Jesus, right? Why
Yeah,
don't you guys
Balogun is
put Balogun back?
I would love it, but I don't think Balogun wants to stay because he's been mistreated at Arsenal. Kind of like Saliba,
I
even
thought
though
like
we did just get Saliba over the line, by the way. But yeah,
Just
no,
about.
it's one of those things where I don't think Balogun wants to stay at Arsenal, to be honest, because he's not going to get the first team football, the consistent first team football that he thinks he deserves. And honestly, I think he does deserve that.
Eugene, run the
He's
show for a while.
proven-
I need to grab a drink.
He's proven in the French league that he can play. I think he's an absolute baller. I want Nketiah
Baller,
gone,
man.
terminate the contract, do what you have
Yeah,
to
man,
do to
get
get rid
him
of
gone,
Nketiah
man.
and get Balogun in the team. But Balogun, I don't think Arteta thinks Balogun is the levels. Otherwise, you would be seeing more media outlets saying, "Yeah, Balogun's going to stay. Balogun's going to stay." All you hear about Balogun is that he came to the United States. Thank you, God. We needed a striker so badly. And then you don't hear anything about Arsenal. You don't hear anything. So I think he's leaving.
The only thing you hear is that he wants to leave. That's all, right?
Yeah.
wants to
I
leave,
think
man.
he's leaving. There's
Don't
no
go-
indication that he wants to stay.
There
And
are
I
clubs
don't
out there
blame
like AC and who else? I heard AC.
RB Leipzig, I think we're in talks for him. I think
I heard even Newcastle wanted Balogun.
I would take him in Newcastle in a heartbeat.
I would. If he went to Newcastle, I'd be so pissed.
That would be
I'd
perfect
so
because
pissed.
you're learning from Isak and Callum Wilson.
Mhm.
I think that would be
Another striker we were linked with, by the way, Isak. What happened there? Oh yeah, he went to Newcastle and scored a bunch of goals. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I can't stand Edu. This is why I can't stand
Bruno
our sporting director. I
Guimaraes.
want him
Bruno
out.
Guimaraes as
Bruno
well.
Guimaraes too, and Emane.
We were second. We were second bottom in the league in last January. Not that past, but 2 Januaries ago, and we still got them.
Yeah. I think that's when your Saudi owners bought you, and that's
They bought us in like the November, and then 2 months later we got Trippier, Burn,
and Guimaraes, yeah.
But Elias, I got a jet. I'm gonna be on with Mari later watching the.
Yeah, You're gonna be in the fucking woods when Inter take it extra time.
I don't think so.
Fucking
I think you're gonna be eating a lot of these words, Steve. I think you're gonna be eating a lot of these words.
Premtard.
That's
the Premier League. TJ.
Hold on. TJ, what's your score prediction for tonight?
Score prediction is 3-1. 3-1 Man City.
Okay.
3-1. Yeah, 3-1 Man City. It's gonna be another day at the office. They're gonna get the trouble done. But anyway, Elias, thank you for having me. Big up everybody.
Thanks for coming on. It's your first time. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, go over and subscribe to TJ Byron TV. Let me just put your link in the
I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it, and I'm sure I will see you guys later. And Elias, I got to come back on when I'm not like doing labor.
So. Yes, you should. Yep. So TJ's channel, guys, go check it out. And yeah, he's doing really well there on his American Idiot show.
Yeah.
With the American Idiots, and sometimes he has the UK Idiots there as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No Malaysian idiots.
Hey,
no,
he had welcome anytime. Eugene, by the way.
He had an Asian.
The only thing is that the timing is a bit off for me, right? When you do that show, it's something like 5 a.m. my time, so I'll be asleep.
Yeah, we'll work something out, though. We'll work something out. All right, guys, thank you so much for having me. I'll talk to you later.
Minerals General.
Yeah. Minerals General.
Okay. Lads, I was saying, the City and interesting game.
Scott, that's a big prediction. 6-1 City, unless Inter decide halftime.
Scott, I love you, brother. Come on the show and please explain to me why it's gonna be 6-1. Please explain.
Yeah, Scott, please come. Scott, please come. I'll do the necessities for you to come on, by the way. Yeah.
Just click the link. It's at the top of this. If you're busy, Scott, that's cool. But if you can come on, man, because this.
Yeah, Scott, come and let us know. I would want to hear where's that positivity for the City coming on, or should I say negativity for the Inter? I don't know, bro. Come on and let us know. 6-1
in a Europe. You know the last time a team scored 6+ goals in a European Cup final? It's happened once.
That was when?
Do you know when? Do you know when it was? I know exactly the answer. Elias, if you're Googling it, just let me know.
I just texted Scott something. It's my secret. Okay, Scott says City is by far the best club in the world right now. Just kill name. Inter is good, but it's not the best version of them. This is a mismatch.
I agree.
Scott,
it's a mismatch.
Check your WhatsApp, Scott.
I think it's a mismatch. Yeah, on paper, starting 11 wise, but no, let's not act like Inter don't have one of the best goalkeepers in the world, one of the best midfielders in the world. Let's not act like Lautaro Martinez has had a crap season. I know the Argentina World Cup will hypnotize people into believing that. Let's also not act like they don't have quality technical footballers like Federico Di Marco, who can score set pieces, set up players for set pieces. Çalhanoğlu can score. Çalhanoğlu is mint. Çalhanoğlu's mint. You've got Brozovic as well. Been there, done that. Won loads of trophies in his career. Exceptional footballer. I think
Bastoni
Barella
yes.
Up and coming center backs in the world.
De Vrij as well.
Yep, De Vrij and
okay, guys. I think tonight, right? Inter's gonna do what Mourinho does, right? They're gonna sit back and absorb all the pressure,
and that can work because they have the players to hit on the counter. The difference with Roma and Inter is that Inter have many players that can contribute to the counterattack. Roma was Dybala.
Yeah, that's
it.
I think Inter might do what we did with City under Conte, like when we beat City last season 3-2, was it? 3-2. I think their tactics should be something like that, and they can do a better job.
Wasn't it a 1-0 at at your stadium?
No, last season. Last season.
Oh,
not this season.
2 seasons ago. Okay.
Yeah,
back.
when we beat them at their stadium, that was the one, the
Yeah.
3-2.
Oh, you're right. 'Cause they haven't
Yep.
scored. They haven't scored at your brand new stadium, Man City.
No.
They haven't
Yes,
scored
they
a
haven't
big
scored at
goal.
our stadium yet.
You've always beaten them like 1-0, I think.
Something like that.
Big up, Scotty.
Scott.
Good to see
Yeah,
you.
how's it going?
Always a pleasure.
Yeah,
How's it
big up,
going?
Scotty.
Actually,
doing,
Scott, before we get into Inter Man City thing, I'm a gigantic fan of Jonathan David. Huge fan of him. I think he could go to a top club, and smash it. What do you think of Johnny David, your fellow countryman?
I'm not like a lot of people on right, and this isn't meant to be. I am right because international football's passion and supporting your nation is passionate. I'm not one who's like bigging up all the Canadians. Like I don't think there's a player on Canada's team outside of Alphonso Davies, and even him, I have questions now, not about his ability, just about
injuries,
his commitment to soccer and injuries, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's good. I wouldn't want him to be the number one striker at Spurs if we're going to be going for like top 4. I mean, where we are now, sure. I think he's a better player than Richarlison.
Yeah.
I would have preferred him, especially for the price, because I think we could have probably got him closer to 40 last year.
Of course.
I would have loved that. If you brought him in, he's a player who can actually play on the wings, right? We've heard, how many times have we heard Richarlison can't play out wide? David can play out wide. He might even be better doing that if you had like Harry Kane, like him playing. If you would have had, when Kulusevski wasn't out, him playing with Son and Kane would have been so much more effective than him playing with than Richarlison doing the same job. So I think he'd be. Yeah, I think he should go to a better team than he is now. I think he'd be a good player, not as like he's going to compete with Kane and Holland and Tony as the top strikers. But I mean, if he's your second choice, like not your second choice even in terms of on the bench, but if you paired him with someone like the Julian Alvarez role for City, he wouldn't be as good as him, but it would be a perfect kind of role. Where you want him to come in and score 10 goals for your club. He's
very good at penalties as well. And penalties, I know they're easy, but they're only easy until someone misses it in a high-profile game.
Well, now you're giving me PTSD because he should have 100% taken that penalty in the World Cup.
Yes.
I love Alphonso Davies, but he never was taking them regularly. I don't get it. I think John Herdman thought too much.
I think Alphonso took a penalty for Canada against the Cayman Islands or
I mean,
someone like that was it.
I just think they got in their heads. They thought
emotional.
Okay, it's the World Cup. He's the best player. Let's have him
emotional.
Do it. And I think it should have been David that took it. But
I think Adam makes a good point. Like all depends. If City can score early, they do it. But I'm only 4-1. It's a 0-0 at halftime. I'd go 2-1 City in extra time or Inter win on penalties.
Yeah, and I think let me get straight. 6-1 is a bit of a sensationalist prediction, obviously, but I do think it's possible, and it's possible.
Have you joined Dietrich Kane on a loan to Man City lately?
No, I mean I've been saying 3-1 for a long time. I just changed it this morning because I just think there's not really any benefit for Inter if they get down early. I guess they can try to keep it respectable. That's why I said. But it's not like this is a two game match that they have up there, right? So you're trying to keep the score down. I just think if they're down 3-0 at half for Inter, I could see them saying, "Look, let's go out and try to win because what else are we going to do if we lose if we just walk it down and lose 3-0? Is that really what you want to do?" And I mean, maybe you save face, but I just think that City is flying so much that if Inter is forced to try to go to get the win, that they will just rip them apart. And we've seen what happens with City when they start to score. Man, they just seem to like grow even more confidence, like lots of teams do, but City especially, like they can just.
Definitely the floodgates.
So I think honestly, it's probably going to be 3-1. And again, it's not. This isn't meant to crap on Inter, right? This isn't mean to say like Inter, you're garbage. I don't think that they're. I think that they got there in large part because of the draw that they got, which is no criticism to them. I don't think they're the second best team in Europe. I don't think anybody would think that they're the second best team.
They're a top 10-ish on the verge. Right.
But City is just, I just think City's on another level. That's why, especially right now. Like, I think right now they are playing better than they have all season long. And I think it's just, it's tricky.
What I would say, though, is that if we look at the FA Cup final last weekend, I rate Inter above Manchester City, personally. I think they have a better goalkeeper. I think they have far more options to score goals because outside of Rashford, you're not going to put your money and everything on the other
You said that
players.
you rate them above Man City.
Yes, no. I said I rate Inter above Manchester United, pound for pound.
Yep.
Right? They have the better goal. Do we all think Onana is better than De Gea? What we've seen this season from both.
100%.
Almost anybody.
100%.
De Gea's been
De Gea's been trash
this year.
He's gotten the clean sheets and all that, but he's also made loads and loads of mistakes in a bunch of games. But anyways, so for me, Inter the better goalkeeper. So that's already something that Man City will have to deal with. Onana, I think, is terrific. I think Manchester United and Inter's defense, it's debatable who's the stronger unit. I think Bastoni is terrific. I don't think Acerbi's better than Varane or Lisandro pound for pound. So I'll give the edge to Man United for that. I'll give it midfield though. I think it's Inter. Who would you rather take out of these midfield options? Barella, Brozovic, Çalhanoğlu, Mkhitaryan, or Casemiro, Bruno, Fred, McTominay, Eriksen?
Okay, I think midfield-wise, they are both kind of. They're like Casemiro is class.
Well,
Eriksen is class.
But outside of
Bruno,
that, Eriksen
Yeah.
has been all right for them this year, but he took a tumble, I think, towards the end. He was terrible with the FA Cup final. And some other games, he just didn't have that impact. So I give the edge to Inter for midfield, honestly. And then if you want to look at wingbacks as well, Di Marco is fantastic.
Exactly.
And I like Dumfries. So for me, I give the midfield edge to Inter. And then the forwards, I don't even think it's a question. Lautaro Martinez, Dzeko, Correa, Dzeko, Lukaku, Lautaro, and Correa. All those four guys can score goals for you. Outside of Marcus Rashford, who are you going to hang your hat on to score goals for Manchester United?
I don't know, man. Seriously.
Big Weghorst.
Weghorst.
They didn't even play Weghorst. Weghorst came for like the last 10 minutes, man. Seriously, that's seriously, I don't understand, man. Like he came on for the last 10 minutes, and that's like you're supposed to be a proper striker.
Oh, I think they just got him to a specific role. I think they just kind of
he meant to be a number 10.
They couldn't get the proper player they needed, so they said Ten Hag said I can use him in a very specific. I don't think they thought he was going to do anything.
Right. It was just a body. It was a body.
Yeah.
You're
body
Steve,
who can do what knows his limitations, right? He does, so he knows I can play him in this way, and
So
I was surprised.
Yeah,
I thought Weghorst actually played pretty well when he was at Burnley. I thought he could have got a better role. I guess maybe, at his age, sitting on the bench in United is better than starting for a bottom half team.
or something. Yeah.
But he played pretty decent when he was with Burnley.
He played well for Besiktas as well. I thought he took the loan move just to vibe with Man United. I mean, it makes sense. But for me, that's also why I'm giving Inter a huge chance, more than maybe others, because if you look at who they played last weekend in Manchester United, we all kind of agreed that in the strike force, in midfield, and the goalkeeping position, Inter has the advantage over Man United.
I think the midfield is even
debatable.
For me. I don't know. I think the problem is, like you kind of said, that third spot in the United midfield is a big downgrade on the third spot for Inter.
Exactly.
But I love Casa. I mean, I love both. I love Casemiro. I love Barella. I love Brozovic. So there's so many players here. And it might just be that Casemiro is so much the kind of player that we need.
Let's just say they are all better than Spurs midfield.
I'm so sad. Yeah. Barella is so much what
Why
we
are you
need.
going
Casemiro
there,
is so much
Elias?
what we need. Casemiro.
Barella's terrific.
It just shows how bad our midfield is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's why I give Inter a chance. And also the fact that there's some other things. I think their form recently, outside of the Napoli 3-1 drubbing, that was the only black mark against them. But I think Lautaro stepped up. I think they know exactly what they need to do. Just man for man, do your job against Man City. I think they have a fighter's chance. I think their back three is settled, and it's a good defensive unit overall. The standout individual being Bastoni. And Bastoni is quality on the ball as well, just like a Çalhanoğlu, just like a Barella, just like Federico Di Marco. I think that so they definitely have a chance on the counter. Bastoni will be able to ping those balls over the top, get it to like some Dumfries to play it.
Haaland versus Bastoni, man, that's gonna be elite.
Yeah, and Çalhanoğlu
I
for me has done a
don't-
great
But
job.
would it be Haaland versus Bastoni, or would it be?
It's gonna be a
Because
Cherby,
Bastoni-
probably
Yeah.
Francesco Cherby.
That's why I would say that maybe today they should play Skriniar. I don't think Acerbi is good enough. to take
He
on
hasn't
Haaland.
even been. I don't even think he's been in the squad, bro.
Yeah, Sherby's average too. You know what I mean?
No, but he's average. But what he is that he's a team player, and that he's
Yeah,
not.
he's a
He's not
team
an
player.
outstanding individual. But in that back three, it's no coincidence that he's done so well for Inter. They don't get here if Acerbi is a crap defender in a back.
Yeah,
three.
man. Man. He does a job. You know what I mean? He gives it all.
Exactly.
By the
exactly.
way, is Skriniar a free agent in summer?
Yes,
Yeah, no, he's
he's
PSG.
going
He's going to PSG.
going to Paris Saint-Germain.
He already signed the
Yeah, he's
contract,
going
didn't he?
He already
He
signed
already signed the
contract. He hasn't.
that's great.
Skriniar has not played for Inter since he was on the bench for the Coppa Italia final and Inter's most recent game against Torino, a 1-0 win.
Yeah, he has been bench. I think he has been bench always in a way.
Bro, he hasn't played since he signed that pre-contract. Like Inzaghi was just like, you know what? F off down the lane, bro. That's literally what he's told.
He was like packing,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
F off
But
down.
bro,
Bro, that's the thing. Inzaghi don't mess around. Inzaghi
yeah,
don't.
don't mess with Inzaghi, man. Good tactically and that. But as I said, like Inter do have quality. I do appreciate that. But
Actually, I
But he
love
was
him.
hurt
Like
too, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Or
an
was that a
injury.
fake
yeah.
injury.
I only
I
got
know sometimes
injuries, bro.
you're hurt, right? You all of a sudden pick up an injury when you sign a contract.
Yo,
like
Steve,
that.
should I say the prediction I put in the group chat?
What was your prediction? I'm going 1-1 Inter on penalties.
I said City are gonna win 10-0.
You're on crack, bro. I swear to God. If they
I'm
win
following
10-0, I'll do a naked stream and I'll burn all 150 of my football kits.
Haaland's gonna score.
that
Like
would be
five.
interesting.
Yeah,
Let's
it would be
write it down.
interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah,
It
yeah.
would be insane.
They're not scoring 10.
At least Mari's watch along will be exciting.
Fucking hell.
Yes, it would be.
Noah, here's my question. If I gave you $500,000 and I said, go to a bookmaker and put a correct score bet, what are you putting it on? You're not putting it on 10-0. What is your prediction that you would put money on?
Yeah, put it that way. If your life depends on it, that's all.
Yeah, yes.
What would you do? It?
I'll go at least 4-0 City.
2-0 City?
4-0.
Still kind of high.
That's better than 10. 4. You would put your life on Man City in a Champions League final to score 4 against
They
Inter.
got Pep though. And they got Haaland. You know what I mean? Grealish. Anything that. You know what I mean?
Okay, Scott, what's your realistic prediction? What would you go for?
3-1. If Steve gave me that money, I'd put 3-1.
Okay.
I'll say 2-0 City. Yeah.
Eugene, what about you?
2-0 City.
2-0 City. I'm going for Inter winning on pens. I don't know what the other scoreline is going to be. I'm going for Inter winning.
I'm going 1-1, Elias. Does that? I think both teams can score.
I'll go for Inter winning on pens. Live depending on it. 2-1 City. That's a good. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I know it sounds bad because of how spoiled the City fans have been, especially from where they came to. But if they lose this final to Inter, that has got to be killer. Like they should have won already, like 2 or 3
Chelsea.
champions, arguably.
Oh,
But, like, to lose this one to
Chelsea,
City
man.
would just be that. I mean, it's hard. Again, City's won everything, so how can you feel sorry for them? But that would be such a brutal.
That would be such a
Yeah.
killer,
You
man.
have to win this if you're
Finals in a row.
if you're
That
Yeah.
would be
City.
Inter.
That's what I
Right.
think. That's what I think. Inzaghi would be telling his guys, no one's giving us a chance, so we can play with some. We don't have the pressure on us. It's all on them. They're the overwhelming favorites. So let's play into that. And I
And
think
City has shown a few times they do seem to get a little bit frustrated if it doesn't go smoothly for them. So
Look
I
at
think
who-
Ed said it earlier. Yeah.
They're playing Istanbul, right?
Yeah.
In Turkey.
Yeah, they're not
Ball,
playing
baby.
at their home.
Chelsea's front three in a Champions League final of fucking Havertz, Mount,
Mountain
and
winner.
Turner managed to squeak a 1-0. I know Man City have gone up a level, you could
That
say,
was a
but
game where Pep did so many stupid with his lineup, didn't he?
yeah, he played Gundogan as a CDM.
Yeah, he played Gundo as a 6, you know what I mean?
He played
At least this
3-5-2.
time he has. This time he doesn't even. He has to keep the same lineup.
3-2-4-1.
It's clear what he's going to do, right? There's not even
3-2-4-1.
any question about who's playing, and
Yeah,
it's clear.
3-2-4-1. Back three of Kyle Walker, Stones, Akanji, or Ake, whoever.
Stones is in the midfield with.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you're
he
right.
plays with
You're right.
Rodri.
Ruben
So
Diaz.
Diaz, Akanji, and
Midfield two of
Walker.
Rodri and Stones, and then the front five.
Four.
It's gonna be Silva, Bernardo Silva, fucking
How many
KDB.
teams these days play
Gundogan.
a front five, man? Seriously, like City is just insane. Which teams play a front five?
Oh,
these
I mean,
days?
pretty much, bro. If you think about it, it makes sense. You have 10 outfield players, 1 goalkeeper, 5 are focused on the attack, 5 are focused on defense, and all of them contribute to the midfield pretty
Yeah,
much.
but think about it: 3-2-5-1. That's just insane.
3-2-4-1. Yeah.
3-2-4-1. Sorry, yeah. 3-2-4-1 is insane, man. Crazy. Like your attack must be really good to play that sort of a formation. And
For
City-
me,
only City can do it.
the key for Inter, here's one thing. If Brozovic can do a man marking job on Gundogan, that's the key. That's the key for me. Because look at the goal Gundogan scored. Both goals. Gundogan had a hand in last week for Man City, completely unmarked. Top
Yeah.
of the box for the second goal. No one marked him. It's because
Yeah.
Casemiro and they were worried about other shit. So, for me, if
Yeah.
Brozovic can do that, I think that could be everything for Inter. But we'll see.
No, I tell you what Inzaghi's gonna do is right. Once you go out there, do what Romero did. Smack Haaland, put him in his place. Yep. And he'll be out of it.
Well, for me,
Yeah.
Inzaghi, I was talking about this earlier with Elias. Inzaghi is 7 for 7 in finals as a manager. It's pretty
Oh.
decent.
Mhm.
So I don't know, man. I give Inter a fighting chance. I do. I think Man City are obviously
Yeah,
favorites.
It's a final, right? Everyone's got a
final,
fighting chance. To tell you.
Yeah.
Everyone-
Yeah, man. Yeah, both teams have
Finals.
a chance. So one
Even
of
though
the
you say
game,
you asked me to put the score, right? I'll say 2-0 M City because they are the overwhelming favorite. But
Yeah, that's
deep
fair.
down inside, right? I've got this little voice that says that watch out for the upset.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yo,
Watch out
imagine
for
if
the upset,
Haaland,
guys.
imagine if Haaland misses like 10 clear-cut chances, misses like 2 penalties and sit after sitter. Like that might happen, you know.
Mm, yeah.
Who? Okay. The other question I want to ask you guys: so who do you think will be the goal scorers from both sides?
Lautaro Martinez and Silva. Bernardo.
Lautaro Martinez for
Inter.
Inter and Silva for City. And okay,
I'll
you
say
think Haaland won't score?
Haaland will get one, Gundogan will get one. That's all.
Fair.
Yeah,
Fair
because
enough.
he's on a hot
Scott,
streak. Right?
Scott, how about you? Who do you think will be the goal scorers from both sides?
Holland, KDB, and Alvarez, and then
Okay.
Lukaku will score for.
It's would always play.
Lukaku. Lukaku's still there.
Yeah,
Imagine,
Lukaku.
imagine, guys.
Lukaku's
Lukaku's
Lukaku.
doing well
fired
for
in
them.
the game. Lukaku's been doing
Yeah,
really well
yeah.
lately, especially
Yeah,
off
Yeah,
the
but
bench.
He's still there.
yeah, Lukaku's also been cooking, man. With Megan the Stallion as well, he's scoring off the pitch too. You know what I mean?
Italian,
Yeah,
Jesus.
man.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Minerals.
Okay. Okay, by the way, guys, this thing is going on for like now 2.5 hours.
Oh, I'm
before
sorry.
I-
You got
no,
a
no,
dip?
no, you don't have to do sorry. Say sorry, and
got a
nobody
date.
has to say sorry. It's all my own doing, by the way.
No,
I
you're
hardly
good.
do
You're good.
this
I
much.
was just messing. I was messing around.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, guys, let me know where can people find you. Steve, where can people find you next?
Strasbourg Steve on YouTube, Stove STOVEMACHALA on Twitter, and Strasbourg Steve Kitts on Instagram. There you go, man.
Yep.
And Newcastle
There you
fan.
go, guys. There you go, guys. Go and
I got it,
subscribe
Dip.
to Strasbourg Steve, and yeah, you'll be at Mari's watch along today, right?
Hell yeah.
At Tottenham away. So yeah, guys, go check it out. Mari will be doing a watch along on Tottenham away, and yeah,
Still gonna be on it.
Peace out, people.
Yep.
It's still gonna be on the watch along.
I don't know. I don't know if Stel is going to be on. Yeah. By the way, Mr. Eugene, where can people find you, and when are you doing your next show?
I'll be doing my next show on Monday, right? I've prolonged my season end preview for the next season for about 2 weeks because I was waiting to see what happens along the way, right? So West Ham has won their Conference League, and the London clubs are in the mud, apart from West Ham. So that's all I got to say. But I'll be doing it with a lot of fans from other clubs and all that. So we'll be just having a light banter around 3
When would it be?
Monday, 3 p.m. UK time, Malaysian time, 10 p.m.
Monday, 3 p.m.
And-
there you go, guys. Monday, 3 p.m. UK time. I might be joining him if I'm free.
Yeah.
And if he invites me. Lately he doesn't invite me.
I
Just
don't
kidding.
invite him.
He does.
I'm not going to invite him. Why would I invite him?
Yeah, he doesn't invite me because I'm too problematic in the Spurs community. But we name all the attacking players to score. You just don't. You just know it will be a defender who scores. It could be. Minros, where can people find you next?
Well,
Which stream will be mudding the wrong guns at?
Maybe if Murray gives me the link for the watch along, maybe. But you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and maybe.
By the way, Minros, I just realized we didn't mud anybody today. You got any news? Who said this? Let's mud people before we leave. What foolish things people have been saying on YouTube? Or Scott, you got anything, since you guys are all around YouTube, checking which person said what? Let me mud some people before I go.
I'm all about love on YouTube, so I don't have anybody saying anything crazy. I always just get along with everyone. I don't know.
Minros, you got anybody say anything bad about?
Patrick, yeah.
What did Patrick say? Let me mud Patrick.
Do you know who Patrick is?
Yeah, I know who Patrick is.
I don't. Yeah, terrible. Like that guy said that he doesn't want Ange Postecoglou. He thinks he's inexperienced for the Premier League and this, that, and the other.
Yeah, so Minros, what you can do is this summer you can give him a cologne and a dildo. So if he doesn't like the cologne, ask him to go fuck himself. That's all you can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear, why you go right there? All right. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, man.
End the show.
Yep. Okay. So when would I be live next year? I'll be live next on Will's show if he invites me. Because he
Sunday. Will's doing a Sunday show, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing a Sunday show. So which will be my Monday morning. Yeah. I'll be there. Yeah, Scott doesn't come on to shows anymore. I think he's very busy lately with his job. So guys, as you can see, his title there's Scott Munn, CFO.
You changed it to Scott Munn. Yeah,
yes,
CFO.
I'll come on Eugene's show if he doesn't this on Monday. So
yep. I'll send you the link, Scott.
If he doesn't have me on Monday show, okay.
That's right. As long as Elias isn't there, I don't need that trouble in my life.
All the people goes to shows when I'm not there lately, guys. So yeah, that's why people don't like to invite me, except Will, who invites me. But now I think he won't invite me either. Just kidding. Just kidding. He's tired of my dad jokes lately. But yeah, I'll be there on Sunday. And yes, as always, guys.
Chief Frowning Officer. Okay.
Yeah, Chief Frowning Officer. That's the title Will gave
Chief
him.
Brown Envelope Officer.
No, Scott M is not a Chief Brown Envelope Officer. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Scott Munn.
Yeah,
big up, guys.
The link.
As always, stay strong, stay Spurs, and we'll see you next time.
Happy Windows.